Chapter 890. Looking at the cat's origin path, Fong Ping had indeed gained a lot. The origin path could be walked this way. Soon, however, Fong Ping's face suddenly revealed a look of despair. 500 million? How can this be? Fong Ping was stunned. Just staying in the cat's origin space for a while, he had spent 500 million wealth points. What a joke! He had only spent 100 million wealth points that time with old Zhang. Out of the 8 billion wealth points previously, he was now left with 3 billion. Fong Ping was a little hysterical. The cat glanced at him, too lazy to care about him. A liar had suffered a loss. This cat's origin space was not that nice to look at. The cat watched Fong Ping fly into a rage and said calmly, "Liar, I just brought you into my cat's world." The cat paused for a moment. Suddenly, its eyes narrowed. It was smiling. "My cat's world has become a little bigger." The cat laughed so hard it wanted to roll around. It was just that its body was a little big. The sofa at home was not enough for it to roll around. The cat huffed and puffed. It was really happy. Fong Ping, however, looked surprised. "Your cat's world has become bigger?" "Yes," the cat said happily. "I brought you in. A force emerged from your body and wanted to break my cat's world. I'm smart, aren't I? I borrowed this force to help me expand my cat's world." The cat was proud. Even if that force broke its origin space by force, it did not care. It borrowed the force to help it expand its cat's world a little. Although it was very small, to the cat, it was already much bigger than its usual size. Previously, when it muttered a few sentences, it did not really expand a little. Fong Ping felt that it expanded because the cat was stealing power at that time. Fong Ping smiled. Suddenly, he did not care about the consumption. He chuckled and said, "Brother Cat, do you know where this force came from?" "I don't know." The cat gave a perfunctory reply. It might know, but it really could not remember. It did not remember things that were too long ago. When there were too many memories, even if it was a cat, it would not be pure anymore. Fong Ping laughed. He thought for a while and said, "Then this time, Brother Cat, are you really not going to Purple Cat Mountain with me?" The cat shook its head. It was not going. Fong Ping felt a little strange. After a while, he asked in a slightly low voice, "Is it because the unquestionable sword has changed?" The old cat said that unquestionable Jian didn't come to see it, so it didn't go to see unquestionable Jian either. Fong Ping's impression of Tsang Mao, however, was not that of a narrow-minded cat. From his tone earlier, it seemed like it still had feelings for unquestionable and often thought about it. However, he was unwilling to go to Purple Cat Mountain. Even when he knew that unquestionable Jian might have died in Purple Cat Mountain, he did not say that he would go and take a look. Was it really just like what the cat said? The cat did not reply. At this moment, a soft snore was heard. A certain cat fell asleep. On the sofa, the cat was sleeping soundly. It made up its mind that if the swindler asked it about this again, it would go to sleep. Seeing this, Fong Ping could not help but laugh again. He went forward and rubbed Big Cat's head. It was furry and meaty, and it felt special to the touch. "Brother Cat is asleep, so it probably doesn't know," Fong Ping muttered to himself and pulled its ears. The cat did not move, continuing to snore. Fong Ping held back his laughter and did not continue. Soon, he looked at Fong Yuan and said, "I'll leave first. You don't have to go to MCMAU these days. Stay at home and cultivate well. If you don't understand, you can ask Song Mao." Fong Yuan nodded and pinched Song Mao's fat face. She had wanted to do this for a long time, but she did not dare to do it. Big Brother did it just now, but Song Mao did not wake up. She wanted to try it too. Fong Ping glanced at it and could not help but laugh. He took a step forward and said, "I'm leaving. Be careful." Fong Yuan thought that Big Brother was giving her a normal reminder, but she did not know that the cat that she had pinched opened its eyes a little and stole a glance at Fong Yuan. Its meaty paws moved. "Pinch it with little chubby face." It wanted revenge. It had wanted to pinch little chubby face for a long time, but it could not find an excuse. Fong Ping did not have time to care about the cat and Fong Yuan's fight. With this cat around, even if he left Magic City, he would not have to worry about his family. He finally had a clue about the origin path. At this moment, The news from Nanjiang had also reached Fang Ping's ears. February 9th. A huge battle broke out in the Nanjiang catacombs. This battle was between some of the Imperial Sea demons and the Forbidden Sea demons. Blood flowed like a river in the Forbidden Sea tributary from both sides. The tributary was dyed red. The Imperial Sea demons wanted to enter the bounded zone, but the Forbidden Sea demons stopped them. Both sides were hot-tempered. If they did not agree, their brains would be spilled. February 10th. A conflict broke out between the catacombs' powerhouses and grandmasters. A few descendants of the true king fought with some grandmasters. Both sides suffered losses. The rank 9 did not die, but a few rank 8 powerhouses died near the Forbidden Sea tributary. The commotion in the Nanjiang catacombs was not too big. The commotion in the North Lake catacombs was bigger. February 11th. A huge battle broke out in North Lake. Qi Huanyu encountered Zhao Xingwu. No one knew what happened, but a fierce conflict broke out. Zhao Xingwu was no match for Qi Huanyu. He retreated and disappeared in the North Lake catacombs. As for Qi Huanyu, he did not end up well either. His head was smashed by Zhao Xingwu's saber. Rumor had it that with his smashed head, he was clamoring for Zhao Xingwu to come out and fight again. Both of them were top-notch rank 9. Even if there was a difference in strength, it was not too big. Qi Huanyu did not seem to care about the things inside the bounded zone. This guy seemed to be looking for trouble, looking for some powerhouses to fight. Not only did he clash with Zhao Xingwu, but he also often killed some powerhouses from the Forbidden Sea and Grandmasters. He ran amok in the North Lake catacombs, completely unconcerned about the powerhouses' reactions. News after news reached Fang Ping's ears. February 14th, Fang Ping set off for Nanjiang. This time, Fang Ping did not bring many people. Old Man Li Hansong, Yao Qingjun, Tian Mu. As for Beigong Yin and the others, Fang Ping let them go to the North Lake catacombs to check out the situation. If necessary, they would also enter Purple Cap Mountain from the North Lake. Nanjiang, auspicious peace city where the entrance to the Nanjiang catacombs was. At this moment, the passageway entrance had become a huge military base. In the base, Zhang Dingnan looked around and said with some emotion, Nanjiang's military department has been alerted by that kid's return this time. Commander Bai even asked me before if we should organize a welcoming ceremony for Minister Fang to come to Nanjiang to supervise the catacombs. As Zhang Dingnan said that, he did not know whether to laugh or cry. When I heard that, I felt really upset. Now that Fang Ping was back, it meant that the leader had arrived. Knowing that Fang Ping was coming to Nanjiang in the near future, the Nanjiang martial arts world was a little stirred. Recently, many things had happened in the Nanjiang catacombs. Many powerhouses had appeared. Some of Nanjiang's martial artists were also very worried, afraid that Nanjiang would suffer a strong attack from the catacombs. Nanjiang did not have the ability to pacify the catacombs. In the end, knowing that Fang Ping was coming, this was good. The previously turbulent Nanjiang martial arts world had calmed down in an instant. Minister Fang was coming. Who was this? The existence that pacified the Magic City catacombs. The number of rank 9s killed in the Magic City catacombs was much more than the number of rank 9s in the entire Nanjiang catacombs. Was there a need to worry about these? Now, the whole of Nanjiang was at ease. In addition, Fang Ping was originally from Nanjiang. His hometown, Sun City, was just next to auspicious peace. Now, there were also rumors in Nanjiang. It was said that Fang Ping knew that Nanjiang was in danger. In order to not let his hometown people panic, he specially led the Heaven Division powerhouses to pacify the disaster. Now, Fang Ping's return to Nanjiang was even more enthusiastic. At this moment, a few people stood beside Zhang Dingnan. Hearing him say that, the newly appointed NMU vice-chancellor laughed heartily and said, "You can't not feel good. Fang Ping is now ranked 2nd in the rank 8 ranking. He has killed a lot of rank 9s. You, Governor General Zhang, are still a rank 7. You can't be unconvinced. You say it as if rank 7s are very weak." Zhang Dingnan made a joke. Then, he resumed his serious expression and said, "Here in Nanjiang, they can fight on their own. What I mean is, we should try not to get involved. Let all the people in Nanjiang City evacuate. At the critical moment, give up the Nanjiang catacombs. Although it's hard to accept, we are indeed no match for these people. Even if Fong Ping and the rest come, they may not be able to suppress them. This time, Nanjiang was too chaotic. Powerhouses from all sides appeared frequently. So far, Nanjiang still only had one rank 9 holding the fort. If this went on, for safety's sake, they could only give up Nanjiang City. Everyone nodded. Wang Jinyang thought for a while and said, Fong Ping and I will probably go in. If we go in, the Governor General will let everyone evacuate. Jinyang, isn't it too risky? NMU's Vice-Chancellor was a little worried. Although Wang Jinyang was now being discussed by some people in the outside world, such a young, upper-stage rank 7 martial artist was also in NMU's confidence. NMU's current achievements had a lot to do with Wang Jinyang. After all, Fong Ping is ranked 9 combat strength. Right now, there are also many ranked 9 powerhouses gathered in the bounded boundaries. Wang Jinyang chuckled and said, It's fine. Vice-Chancellor, don't worry. As he spoke, everyone's gaze shifted, looking into the distance. Fong Ping is here? As Zhang Dingnan spoke, a voice rang beside his ear. Governor General Zhang, are you only remembering Fong Ping and forgetting us? Aren't you being too snobbish? Zhang Dingnan laughed heartily and said loudly, Guardian Wu is here. From afar, Wu Chuan came using flight step, carrying a long sword on his back, wearing the Guardian's combat uniform, his expression indifferent. Everyone could not help but laugh. Recently, Wu Chuan was more concerned about his facade. Before this, he did not care too much. They did not know if he was provoked by someone, but now he was starting to walk the cold path. Wu Chuan landed, followed by 2 rank 8 powerhouses. As soon as he landed, Wu Chuan said, Nanjiang's matter is the Southern Guardian House's matter. You snobs are the first to inform Fong Ping. Does this count as skipping ranks to report to another department? Zhang Dingnan chuckled and said, The Guardian House is in charge of defense. The Heaven Division is in charge of offense. Now that chaos has appeared, a high-rank war may break out. Of course, the Heaven Division must be informed. Guardian Wu, this doesn't count as skipping ranks, does it? Both parties joked for a while before Zhang Dingnan said, You're going in this time too. Wu Chuan nodded slightly and said, I have to go in. Not just me. Some people will go too. Wu Quishan seems to be rushing over to Beihu now. He should be here soon. These people have gathered in the catacombs and gathered in the domain. We are not prepared to fight for it, but we can't just stand by and watch. If there is no movement at all, it will be easy for people to have designs on the humans. It's good that the Guardian is here. Zhang Dingnan also heaved a sigh of relief and said, With you guys here, the pressure on us is much less. Nanjiang's catacombs are going to have a big battle every few days. Although it hasn't affected us yet, we still have to guard against it. With Elder Fan overseeing things alone, we are also worried that there will be trouble. After saying that, Zhang Dingnan sighed again and said, There are still not many local powerhouses in Nanjiang. Otherwise, there would be no need for the Heaven Department and the House of Guardians to come forward. All these years, Nanjiang has produced powerhouses. No matter how you look at it, Fong Ping is still the strongest. Don't be modest. Nanjiang's strength is not bad. Wu Chuan laughed and looked at Wang Jinyang. When will they arrive? They're on the way. They should be here soon. While they were discussing, Fong Ping took a detour and used flight step to arrive at Sun City. In the sky above Yang City, Fong Ping cast his gaze toward his home and sighed. His family had 2 houses in Sun City. One was an old house, and the other was a new house that he bought. However, he had completely abandoned the new house. The last time the evil sect attacked, it caused panic in the community. Fong Ping announced that he was moving out of Scenic Lake Gardens that day. If one were to talk about feelings, the old house was still more. In his past life and this life, he had lived in the old house for many years. Now, things remained the same, but the people had changed. In midair, Old Man Li also looked at the old building and smiled. Go back and take a look? Fong Ping's object of manifestation was that old building. Obviously, he still had feelings for it. Come to think of it, he had not been back for a year. After the evil sect attacked, the Fong family moved out of Sun City. Under the gazes of countless people in Sun City, they left Sun City, one north and one south with the Wong family. Now, both of them were the pride of Sun City. One was the deputy minister of the Heaven Department. The other was the honorary governor of Nanjiang and the honorary vice-chancellor of NMAU. One was ranked second in the rank 8 list, and the other was ranked 10th in the rank 7 list. The small Sun City had produced two powerhouses like these. The people of Sun City could not help but feel a little regretful at the same time. Both families had left Sun City. Otherwise, the situation today would be better than it was now. Fong Ping looked for a while in the sky and sensed for a while. He sensed the auras of many familiar people. Tan Jinping, the former deputy director of the Department of Education, was only rank 1 back then. Now, in Fong Ping's senses, he had reached rank 3. Back then, peak rank 3 Sun City's commander by Jin Shan had now entered rank 5. A few years ago, he could be considered an overlord. In a county-level city like Sun City, the commander had the strength of rank 5. Even now, he was not considered weak. That was not all. Fong Ping also sensed the existence of peak rank 6 martial artists in the city. Not one or two, but many. Fong Ping did not plan to go back now. Now, he frowned slightly. The next moment, his mentality fluctuated and said, "Come see me quickly." In the city, a few rank 6 martial artists were originally busy with their own things. At this time, some of their gazes changed slightly. Some looked shocked, some frowned slightly. Although their reactions were different soon, these rank 6 martial artists all rose into the air and flew toward the sky. In the House of Commanders, Bai Jin Shan had actually sensed the powerhouse's auras. Fong Ping's voice was not actually directed at him. However, when he saw those people using flight step, Bai Jin Shan thought for a while and also used flight step, flying toward the sky. Soon, there were 6 or 7 people in front of Fong Ping. Bai Jin Shan also arrived in no time. Fong Ping nodded slightly at Bai Jin Shan and looked at the others. These people seemed to be from different forces. He saw martial artists from the military department, the Department of Education, and also people from Grandmaster. There seemed to be people from the sects too. "Greetings, Minister Fong." Everyone greeted one after another. They also greeted Tian Mu, Li Changsheng, and the others. Fong Ping nodded. He looked at Bai Jin Shan and smiled. "Commander Bai, long time no see." "It has been a long time. However, we have always been paying attention to Minister Fong's news. You're too polite. Just call me Fong Ping." Fong Ping said courteously. Then he continued smiling. "Sun City is just a small place. I can't believe so many rank 6 martial artists have gathered here. Everyone, I'm passing by Sun City this time. I still have some matters to attend to in auspicious peace. Can you brief me on the situation?" The rank 6 from the military department spoke first. "Minister Fong, it's like this. The military department has ordered to recruit a group of brave fighters from Sun City to join the military department and defend the catacombs. The Department of Education has also issued the same order. The Heavenly Mountain sect is here to recruit some disciples," a sect powerhouse replied cautiously. These sect martial artists were mainly concentrated in Changzhou. Since Zhao Xingwu left, some news had spread. The sects were much more low-key than before. Fong Ping did not say anything. He looked at the few people from Grandmaster. "What about you guys?" "We're also here to recruit disciples," one of the old men said. Then he said hurriedly, "The Sino Nations departments have already agreed to open a sect in Grandmaster. This time, we're here to recruit disciples and train more powerhouses." Fong Ping said indifferently, "Is that so? I'm curious. Sun City is such a small place. Is there a need for so many people to come from so many places? Which realm beyond heaven are you from?" "Reporting to Sir. You can call me Minister Fong." "Reporting to Minister Fong. I'm from Dark Light Sect." "I'm from Dark Light Sect." Although the few of them were not young and looked old, they were extremely respectful when they replied. They were only rank 6. Fong Ping was in existence who could defeat a rank 9. He was also in a high position in Sino Nation. These people did not dare to be arrogant and domineering just because they were from Grandmaster. Beside them, Bai Jinshan saw this scene. A faint sneer appeared on his face. These Grandmaster powerhouses did not have this attitude when they came to Sun City previously. Before the people from the military department and the Department of Education arrived, these people were incomparably arrogant. However, the people from the military department and the Department of Education arrived soon. These people restrained themselves a little, but they were all of the same rank. A few of them were still arrogant. Now, with Fong Ping's arrival, a few of them instantly shriveled up. Fong Ping could not be bothered with these things. The actions of the people from Grandmaster were all supervised. There would not be any accidents. Still, Fong Ping asked again, "Why did you come to Sun City?" Sun City is a land of outstanding people. I heard that Minister Fong is from Sun City. We also want to recruit some disciples in Sun City. Tell me the truth. Fong Ping said lightly, "Don't give me these empty words. I'm short on time. Tell me, what's your purpose? I'm listening. Otherwise, don't blame me for punishing you as evil people." The few people from Grandmaster looked at each other. Very soon, the old man who spoke earlier said with a respectful expression, "Minister Fong, please don't misunderstand. This trip to Sun City is indeed related to you, Minister. Minister, you don't know that a place like Sun City was a land of hidden dragons in the past. When a hidden dragon emerges from the abyss, there will still be remnants of good fortune. The higher Minister's achievements, the thicker the good fortune here. The people here are protected by Minister. When they cultivate, they get twice the results with half the effort. That's why we gathered in Sun City this time." Fong Ping frowned. How mysterious. How can there be such a saying? If that's the case, do we still need to rely on ourselves to cultivate? We might as well move to the old homes of those emperors. The few of them smiled sheepishly and did not explain. Fong Ping glanced at them again. He said coldly, "Sun City is my hometown. Wang Jinyang and I have lived here for many years. I know what some people are thinking. Maybe they think that there's some secret here. Wang Jinyang and I cultivate quickly. Maybe some people have misunderstood. But I'm telling you clearly, our fast cultivation has nothing to do with Sun City. Don't waste your time here." As he spoke, the martial artist from the Education Ministry glanced at Fong Ping, indicating that he had something to say. Seeing that, Fong Ping activated his mentality, shielding himself from the others. He said, "Do you have something to say?" "Minister Fong," the person said hurriedly. "Before we came, Minister said that if we don't meet you, then forget it. No need for honorifics." Fong Ping interrupted. The other party laughed and did not bother with pleasantries. He continued, "If we meet you, then I'll tell you that there might be some secrets here in Sun City. It might not be a coincidence that you and Vice-Chancellor Wang came from Sun City. This time, all these people from Grandmaster have rushed here. Sun City is the second place they came to. The first place is Minister's hometown." When he said this, Fong Ping was suddenly surprised. He said, "I didn't think about it until you mentioned it. Where is Minister's hometown?" "North Lake." The other party replied immediately. Fong Ping understood. Old Zhang suddenly came from North Lake. No wonder he could pick up monster plants in North Lake when he was young. He did not really care about this. The other party continued, "Minister's hometown. Minister's contemporaries have almost all passed away. The place has been demolished and rebuilt several times. That's why these people didn't stay for long. But they arrived at Sun City soon. This time, it seems like they're not planning to leave quickly." Fong Ping muttered, "I've said it before. We're the ones who arranged the recruitment. Why don't we let them come out and recruit people themselves?" Minister gave them special permission. The person from the Education Ministry explained. Minister said that they might know something, but they won't say it. If that's the case, then let's see what they want to do. As for the people, even if they recruit people, they might not be theirs. Sun City? Fong Ping looked at Sun City below and frowned again. Was there a secret in Sun City? Probably not. Old Wang was a reincarnated martial artist. He was a reincarnated martial artist. Did this have anything to do with Sun City? Fong Ping's mentality scanned the whole of Sun City again. Could it be that there were some ruins in Sun City? or the entrance to Outland. After scanning for a while, he did not find anything unusual. If there were, old Zhang would have been here long ago. Fong Ping would not have discovered anything. After thinking for a while, Fong Ping removed the barrier and said to everyone, "We can recruit people. However, Sun City is just a small county. Don't recruit too many people." Also, at this moment, Fong Ping's gaze was much colder. "If anyone dares to enter my house, and I find out, don't blame me for being rude." He had just scanned his old house. It seemed like someone had entered it. Although it was not too obvious, it was not easy to hide it from him. Lastly, no one is allowed to harass my aunt. Her 2 children are still young. If anyone dares to recruit them, don't blame me for knocking on their door and attacking you. When he left, he gave the house in Scenic Lake Gardens to his aunt. His aunt's family had moved here. However, they seemed to have sold the house in Scenic Lake Gardens and did not move in. Fong Ping did not check carefully just now. He did not know if his aunt's family was still in Sun City. He had not contacted them for a long time. Since these people had come to Sun City, Fong Ping suspected that they had the same intention. "My family, Wang Jinyang's family, don't you dare have any ideas. Even a rabbit will bite when it's cornered. Besides, I, Fong Ping, am not a rabbit. Commander Bai, I'll have to trouble you with this. I won't make any arrangements. If it's convenient for you, please help me arrange it," Fong Ping said. Finally, he looked at the few people from Outland and said coldly, "That's all for now. I have no objections to your recruitment. If you want to target me, go ahead and do it to me. Don't harm my family. You can do whatever you want to me. If you dare to do something to my family, just wait and see." After throwing these words, Fong Ping did not linger. He took to the air and left. Old Man Li and the others chuckled and left quickly. After they left, the few people from Outland were sweating profusely. In that moment, they really felt the threat of death. Sun City. Fong Ping, who had gone far away, turned around and took a look. He frowned slightly, thinking about something. The others did not ask him whether there was anything special about Sun City. Even they dared not guarantee it. Especially Fong Ping's existence, which added a touch of mystery to Sun City. Many people still remembered that Fong Ping's materialized object was Sun City. Were there any connections between the two? As for Fong Ping himself, he was also thinking about a problem at this moment. Materialized object, origin space, origin Dao, Sanjiao Gate, celestial bridge, golden body. Were these really independent? Materialized objects could be incorporated into Sanjiao Gate. According to Fong Ping's speculation, Sanjiao Gate might also be origin Dao behind the gate. Did that mean that materialized objects were actually integrated into origin Dao? He wanted to walk the origin Dao. Was it related to materialization? The materialized object was Sun City. Was it related to Sun City? The more one cultivates martial arts, the more mysterious it gets. The path of martial arts is long, but I still have a long way to go. Fong Ping murmured in his heart, feeling a little emotional. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 891. Ryan. As soon as Fong Ping arrived, the entire base was in an uproar. "Hello, Minister Fong." The greetings of honor were extremely enthusiastic. This was Nanjiang's pride. There were no rank 9 in Nanjiang. Fong Ping was the first top-notch powerhouse to leave Nanjiang. He could fight a rank 9, and now he was the deputy minister of one of the 4 departments. The enthusiastic greetings did not stop even when Fong Ping arrived at the big conference room. In the conference room, Wu Chuan's face was black. When he came, it was not like this. According to rank, he was higher than Fong Ping. Okay, these fellows in Nanjiang were all snobbish. Old Wu's gaze was unfriendly. He looked at Fong Ping as if he was looking at an enemy. Fong Ping sighed, lamenting, "They're too enthusiastic. What's the point? I, Fong Ping, am only 21 years old. How can I stand all this? They're too enthusiastic." Old Manly did not say a word, but he raised his eyebrows at Wu Chuan. Convinced. Wu Chuan was his senior brother, but this senior brother was not a good person. He had bullied him in the past. He held a grudge. Wu Chuan glanced at him and snorted. "Chief, Nan has decided. Vice-Chancellor Nan will be handed over to you. Li Changsheng, Don't abandon him. Vice-Chancellor Nan's injuries are very serious now. If you abandon him now, Chief Nan will come after you. Li Chongqing almost choked to death. This bastard. What does this have to do with me? Wu Chuan sneered. Then he said seriously, Fong Ping, you still have to think of a way to help Vice-Chancellor Nan. In the near future, Purple Cap Mountain is probably the only place where we can get some treasures to help them recover. Now, Kong Lingyuan, Wang Qinghai, Nin Yunping, and Jing Tao's injuries are too serious. It's not that we're relying on you, but these things. According to Minister Zhang, we can kill people and fight. Snatching treasures is a little lacking. This was also the first time Wu Chuan said something that was not as good as Fong Ping in front of everyone. It could not be helped. Snatching treasures was Fong Ping's specialty. When it came to treasure snatching experience, Fong Ping was extremely rich. This time, he came with the intention of helping Fong Ping and the others to snatch treasures and help the 4-rank 9 powerhouses recover. In the last battle, the 5-rank 9 powerhouses almost died. Tian Mu's recovery cost the cat fruit and the true King Dao. The price was too shocking. Fong Ping nodded. I know. If there really is a suitable treasure, I will definitely get it. To be honest, if Grandmaster Kong doesn't recover, there aren't many rank 9 martial artists in Sino Nation who can fight with people like Qi Huanyu and Zhao Xingwu. Wu Chuan's face darkened again. What does that mean? Am I, Wu Chuan, that weak? Zhao Xingwu might not be my opponent. Fong Ping saw that he did not back down. He chuckled and said, Brother Wu, why don't you go to Beihu? Scram. Wu Chuan cursed again. I'm not going. Why did he want to go to North Lake? The North Lake was in a state of chaos. Qi Huanyu was challenging experts from all sides. No one knew if this guy wanted to become a true monarch, but it was obvious that he had no hope of doing so. Why was he still struggling? Zhao Xingwu hadn't come out, but he probably hadn't left either. Wu Chuan cursed in his heart. He was probably no match for these two people. Both of them had probably reached the pinnacle of the Tao of Origin. Zhao Xingwu was the same. He could not do it now. He was still a little weaker than the two of them. Wang Jinyang had been watching the commotion for a while. Now that he saw Wu Chuan being rebuked, he laughed and said, Since Fong Ping is here, let's hear the news. Everyone sat down. They had just sat down when Jiang Chao said hurriedly outside the door, I'm here. I'm here. Everyone wait for me. Everyone turned around. When they turned around, they were all dumbfounded. This time, it was not only Jiang Chao who came. Jiang Hao was also here. Both brothers were here. Jiang Hao was still fine. As usual, he was carefree and uninhibited. Wearing a long sword, he looked like a rich young master. Jiang Chao, on the other hand, was dressed like a door god. An armor that was extremely thick and heavy was put on by him. One could not even see him. Not only that, this guy was still carrying an incomparably huge burden this time. Fong Ping saw that and found it funny. He said, Didn't your elder ancestor give you a storage ring? Every time this guy went out, he carried a huge burden. Why couldn't he get a storage ring? Jiang Chao's voice came through the armor. Storage ring? Do you think it's everywhere? The elder ancestor doesn't have extra. My old master has one, but the government's research and development of storage rings is in the final stage. I'll buy one later. The manufacturing of storage rings had been researched and developed for many years. Previously, it had been stuck on the problem of space instability. Now that LV Jun had taken over and started to deal with the final problem, there might be a finished product in the near future. When that time came, some of the current high-rank powerhouses would be able to buy it. However, when the product was first developed, it would probably cost a lot. Fong Ping laughed. Instructor Li has eliminated a storage ring recently. Kid, if you pass on your family's secret art to me, I'll give it to you. Jiang Hao had no choice but to interrupt. Fong Ping, you don't have to fool him. This damn fatty can really do it. When he goes back, my grandfather will beat him to death. Fong Ping laughed and said, Sit, I was just joking. I haven't learned Minister Zhang's secret art until now, and I don't have the time to learn it. How can I really want this? If I really wanted it, I would have asked Senior Warlord for it a long time ago. He said it casually, but everyone did not know whether to laugh or cry. So, in his eyes, secret arts were worthless? This kid had obtained Commander Li and Minister Zhang's secret arts. Did he really think that these peerless masters would pass it on to everyone? If they did not trust him 100% and believe that he would not leak it, would they pass it on to him? Moreover, this guy did not even have the time to learn the secret arts. If the Catacombs rank 9s found out about this, they would probably glare him to death. Forget about the secret arts of powerhouses like King Wu. Even a normal peerless secret art was also something that could only be hoped for. Only after Wang Jinyang had the two brothers sit down did he turn on the conference hall's big screen. At this moment, some words appeared on the screen. This time, Purple Cap Mountain has caused a commotion. Many powerhouses have come. They are mainly divided into 5 sides: the Catacombs Outer Region, the Catacombs Restricted Area, the Outland, Imperial Sea Mountain, and the Forbidden Sea. And these 5 sides can actually be divided into many small forces. Many forces. Let me briefly introduce the situation of the Catacombs Outer Region. Nanjiang Catacombs has a total of 11 cities and 22 rank 9 powerhouses. This time, you can see them as an independent force. They are more united now, and they are also the host force. Now they have gathered together. The restricted area is mainly the 4 royal courts. Most of those who came this time are descendants of some true kings, including many descendants of the demon race's true kings. As for Imperial Sea Mountain, although the Imperial Sea Mountain demon race belongs to the 10,000 demon royal court, Imperial Sea Mountain is also a semi-independent force. This time, there are also many rank 9 great demons. This time, there seems to be a total of 4 to 5 places in Outland. We haven't found out the specifics yet. For the Forbidden Sea, there are demons and humans. The specific information is also not too clear. Fong Ping asked, "What about the bounded boundaries?" The bounded boundaries. Wang Jinyang frowned and said, "I haven't found anything, including the Purple Cap Mountain Demon race. They're very low-key this time. It seems like they didn't appear much." Fong Ping nodded slightly. Old Man Li continued, "These days, there seems to be a lot of big battles. You mainly introduce some powerhouses information so that we don't underestimate the other party and get plotted against. All right, I want to talk about North Lake for now. Over there, Qi Huanyu and Zhao Xingwu are the main representatives. Their strength is the strongest, sweeping away martial artists below the Paragon level. Over at Nanjiang, these few days, some people have taken action. We have also collected some things." Wang Jinyang looked at the big screen again, introducing, "Let's talk about the Catacombs Outer Region first. There are 22 rank 9 powerhouses in the Outer Region. The most noteworthy one is the Giant Dragon City's guardian demon race, a dragon. A real giant dragon," Wang Jinyang said in a low voice. "This dragon is rumored to be related to the Destiny Royal Court's guardian demon race, Mystic Dragon Demon King. It might be his descendant. In terms of strength, it is temporarily estimated to have a vitality limit of 300,000 calories." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. "That high?" "It should be. Demons' physiques are already strong, and it is also a descendant of a true king. According to human standards, its golden body is probably at peak 8 refinement. With some transformations, its basic vitality should be about 180,000 calories, Wang Jinyang said in a rather serious tone. This demon dragon was not taken seriously before. It was only when someone from Outland seemed to have designs on this dragon that it was almost smacked to death by the other party's tail that it attracted our attention. It probably has a vitality limit of 300,000 calories. Continue. There is a rank 9 monster plant in Mount Royal Sea. This monster plant is a little special. It looks like a tree that looks like a sword. It is also the first tree demon that I have seen that can really use some combat techniques. I call it Monster Swordsman." Speaking of this, Wang Jinyang said in a low voice, "I suspect that it might have entered Purple Cap Mountain before, or someone might have taught it some swordsmanship. Monster Swordsman is very strong. It was the one who led the battle with the Forbidden Sea Demon Clan. On the Forbidden Sea Demon Clan side, a water buffalo from the Hydro God Clan, named Uncharted Force, fought with monster swordsmen. Both sides are extremely strong. Killing a rank 9 demon doesn't seem too difficult. In terms of vitality limit, it should not be lower than 300,000 calories. Fong Ping said with a headache. Is 300,000 calories vitality so rare and normal now? Even Senior Wu can't unleash that much now. Wu Chuan said coldly. My basic vitality is 160,000 calories, which increases by 0.7 times. My self-created ultimate art, Emerald Light Sword, can also increase by 5%. In addition, I have mastered a rank 9 divine weapon. Does my vitality limit not have 300,000 calories? Wu Chuan was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. How could he compare himself to him? Attacking him again? Fong Ping coughed dryly. Tian Mu said exasperatedly. What are you showing off for? So what if you have it? Is it very powerful? Fong Ping and the rest could not refute. He did not care. He and the old vice-chancellor were of the same generation. Wu Chuan was considered half a disciple. So what if he scolded him? He could even beat him up. Fong Ping smiled reservedly. Old Wu, stop resisting. I have your juniors and your uncles here. My seniority is a little low, but it's okay. I have people to speak for me. Wu Chuan almost died from anger. Damn, forget it. He was too lazy to refute. Wang Jinyang did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said, Everyone, let's not talk about this first. Let me introduce the powerhouse's information to everyone first. Monster Swordsman, Uncharted Force, and Monster Dragon. These three are probably the 3 strongest powerhouses from the Demon Clan this time. As for places like Thousand Demon Royal Court, whether there are other powerful demons, we don't know for now. Because they did not make a move, we can investigate. Second, Grandmasters. This time, there are Earth's Grandmasters and Catacombs Grandmasters who came. Earth's Grandmasters have already left for North Lake yesterday. I'll mainly talk about the Catacombs side. According to the information Qin Fengqing provided me when he came back yesterday, there are 2 Grandmasters who are worth paying attention to this time. The first one is from Supreme Everlasting Sky. As soon as he said that, before Fong Ping could speak, Yao Qinjun interrupted softly. Supreme Everlasting Sky. According to myths and legends, among the 33 heavens, there are a total of 28 heavens in the 3 realms. There are 7 Grandmasters in each of the north, south, east, and west. Other than these 28 heavens, there are 4 Brahmas, which means that they have transcended the 3 realms. Among them, there is Supreme Everlasting Sky. Of the 33 heavens, it was confirmed that there were only 22 of them. However, some things in the legends did not come without a source. Supreme Everlasting Sky was one of the 4 Brahmas. In the legends, it meant that it had transcended the 3 realms. That's right, Wang Jinyang said. This time, 2 of the 4 Brahmas have appeared. As for the 2 powerhouses I mentioned, they are from Supreme Everlasting Sky and Dragon Transformation Brahma, respectively. Both of them have a vitality limit of about 300,000 calories. This is Grandmaster. The other 2 are the powerhouses from the 2 Catacombs Royal Court. Wang Jinyang did not waste his time these days. He had obtained a lot of information. This time, there were many powerhouses worth paying attention to. A vitality limit of 300,000 calories actually represented the strongest powerhouses below the top. This time, there were close to 10 of them with this ability. As for Fong Ping, he calculated for a while. The pressure was not small. If these powerhouses had a limit of 300,000 calories, based on how long they had lived, it would not be difficult for them to control their strength to 80%, right? 240,000 calories. This was an underestimate. If it was overestimated, it should be around 240,000 to 270,000 calories. This was their true level. As for Fong Ping's current destructive power was 64 yuan. If converted to vitality, it was 320,000 calories. However, although his strength control was not weak now, it had only barely reached 70%. His explosive force should be between 220,000 to 230,000 calories. Compared to those humans and demons, he was slightly weaker. However, the gap between them was not too big. When Old Wang was done, Fong Ping looked around and said, There are close to 10 powerhouses of this level. As for us, currently, we have calculated those with vitality above 200,000 calories in explosive force. I'm one. Instructor Li is another. Senior Wu is another. Fong Ping looked at Tianmu again, frowning slightly. Tianmu probably could not do it. Tianmu, on the other hand, was extremely calm. He said, "Why are you looking at me? Explosive force above 200,000 calories in the past. I might not have been able to do it, but now it's about the same. It's not a big problem." That means there are 4 of them. Fong Ping nodded. In terms of strength, we can't go against everyone. Explosive force doesn't mean anything, but at this stage, these people won't be too weak. At this stage, there are not many who are truly weak. Therefore, this time, when we enter the catacombs, our main goal is to form alliances, rope in some people, and suppress some people. It's impossible in the restricted area, not in the outer realm. Currently, humans have no conflict with Grandmaster and the Forbidden Sea, including the Mount Royal Sea Demon Clan. These 3 parties are the main targets of our cooperation. Wu Chuan thought for a while and said, "It's best if it's the demons." Although the demons may not be reliable, when it comes to cooperation, the demons are more reliable than the humans in Grandmaster and the Forbidden Sea. Humans have more thoughts than the demons, and it's extremely easy for them to go back on their word. This depends on the specific situation. Fong Ping nodded and said, "When will the Emperor's tomb at Purple Cap Mountain open? Do you have any idea?" "At least another 3 days or so," Wang Jinyang explained. "Recently, the Forbidden Sea Demon Clan has blocked the tributary, not letting others pass through. All parties aren't too anxious. Other than the Mount Royal Sea Demon Clan's conflict with the other party, everyone else seems to be waiting. However, it looks like they're going to take action soon. Therefore, the opening will probably be in these 2 to 3 days. Understood?" Fong Ping responded, looking at everyone and said, "We don't need too many people going. Me, Senior Wu, Instructor Li, Senior Tian, Old Wang, Tai Tu, Old Yao, the 7 of us will be enough." Zhang Dingnan heard that and frowned. "I won't go. I'm only rank 7. If I go, I'll only be a burden." Then Elder Fan will continue to keep watch in Nanjiang City. The passageway entrance still needs to be guarded. Moreover, if there are 7 people, it'll be more convenient. 7 people, excluding himself, there were still 6. Fong Ping calculated for a while. If he restrained his aura, adding 1 more person would cost 10 points. 6 people, that was a consumption of 1 million points per minute. He had a lot of wealth points now. Maybe he could trick the others this time. Thinking of this, Fong Ping suddenly asked, "Senior Wu, what's your mentality?" He had tried it last time. He could disguise a weak rank 9. This meant that he could not disguise martial artists of the same rank, but martial artists whose mentality was lower than his. "Me?" Wu Chuan thought for a while and said, "It should be around 9,500 hertz." Fong Ping was surprised. "That high?" "It's all right." Wu Chuan was more reserved this time. He smiled and said, "Normal rank 8 martial artists usually advance at the 6th level. At this time, their mentality is around 6,000 hertz. There's not much difference between them. At rank 9, following the origin path, their mentality will slowly increase, all the way until it reaches around 10,000 hertz. At this time, they will face a barrier. We don't specialize in the mentality path, so it's very difficult to break through this barrier. That's why most rank 9's mentality will be below 10,000 hertz, including some top-notch rank 9's. When they break through 10,000 hertz and reach the pinnacle, the increment will be great." Fong Ping's heart skipped a beat. He asked, "What's so special about 10,000 hertz mentality? Don't you know?" Wu Chuan was amused. "Split body. Where did it come from? When you reach 10,000 hertz, you can do it. True mentality that cuts yourself is like a clone. The more mentality cuts, the stronger the essence, the stronger the clone. Not only that, at 10,000 hertz, mentality can also be completely solidified. This is how places like Mount Imperial Sea came about. If we don't reach 10,000 hertz, our mentality can only be considered a formless thing. It can't be completely materialized." Fong Ping understood. Then, He looked at him with some regret. Forget it. Old Wu could not hide it anymore. Fong Ping's mentality had not reached 9,000 hertz yet. He definitely could not do it. However, Old Man Li and Tian Mu could do it. Tian Mu's mentality was not too strong. After he advanced to rank 9, his mentality was only around 7,000 hertz. Although he had walked out of Origin Path and it was not a short distance, he was at most on par with Fong Ping. As for the others, it was even less of a problem. 10,000 hertz? Fong Ping thought for a while. Did he need 9,000 hertz mentality or 10,000 hertz for the Golden Body 9th refinement? Could 9,000 hertz really break the barrier? Forget it. He would see when he reached 9,000 hertz. Moreover, he had not reached peak 8th refinement yet. He was not in a hurry for now. Then we'll depart tonight. We'll split up. We'll form a group of 6. Brother Wu will act alone and help us be the bait. Wu Chuan did not have any objections. He was about to speak when someone said faintly, "Have we brothers been forgotten?" As soon as he said that, the atmosphere was silent and awkward. Yes, they seemed to have been forgotten. The Jiang brothers seemed to have no sense of existence at this moment. After Jiang Hao said that, Jiang Chao said pitifully, "Everyone, our abilities are a little lacking." Jiang Hao scolded in a low voice, "That's you. I'm not any weaker than Wang Jinyang." He was almost rank 8, just a little bit more. Old Wang had not reached rank 8 yet. Jiang Chao could not be bothered with him. He continued, "But we're still useful. You'll need logistics when you enter the catacombs, right?" Jiang Hao looked up at the sky and sighed. "I, Jiang Hao, have fallen to this extent. I actually have to rely on logistics to get a chance to enter the catacombs." Once upon a time, the Jiang family's Jiang Hao was synonymous with invincibility. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. Jiang Chao coming in was Warlord's order. Fong Ping did not know if Jiang Hao came because he wanted to meet those people. Since he was here, it was not good to chase him away. Moreover, although Jiang Hao was not rank 8 yet, he was close. This fellow's combat strength was not weak. Then, including the two of you, 9 people, Jiang Hao heard that and said suddenly, "You guys can just bring Fatty, Guardian Wu, and I will do something. It's not suitable for Guardian Wu to go alone. Bring me along." This time, most of the powerhouses are bringing young martial artists into the catacombs. It's also for training purposes. It suits everyone's purpose. Wu Chuan frowned. "It's very dangerous." "I know." Jiang Hao did not think much of it. He laughed. "If it's not dangerous, how can it be called training? Only in life and death will there be great opportunities. This time, I think it's an opportunity for me to enter rank 8. Casting a golden body and achieving rank 8, this is something I've been waiting for a long time." "All right then." Everyone was not pretentious. Since Jiang Hao wanted to do this, then everyone had no objections. It was up to fate. Fong Ping stood up and said, "Then get ready. We'll enter the catacombs tonight." Everyone responded. This time, although Wu Chuan's position was the highest, according to the current situation, Fong Ping was considered the leader. Wu Chuan had no objections. His purpose this time was to help Fong Ping snatch the treasure successfully. On the night of February 14th, Fong Ping and the others entered the Nanjiang catacombs. The group of 9 people disappeared from Nanjiang City quickly. On the same day, a cat strolled with a person. As they strolled to Magic City's catacombs. No one dared to stop the cat from bringing Fong Yuan into the catacombs. Guo Shengquan and the others were a little worried. If the cat ran around with Fong Yuan, it would be easy for something bad to happen. However, Magic City's catacombs had already been pacified, so the danger was not that great. As for the cat who entered Magic City's catacombs, the first thing it did was to look for the puppy. Nanjiang's catacombs was not far from 7 Southern Territory. It was only separated by Dongwu's catacombs. They could go through Mount Royal Sea or the Forbidden Sea. P.S. I'm promoting a new book, Entertainment of the Future. Those who like entertainment can read it and add it to my collection. Incidentally, tomorrow's update will be late. Old Eagle is going to meet the author. 9 Heaven's Divine Emperor. Chapter 892. Global High Martial Arts. Sorry, the update has been delayed. Please wait for a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to get the latest update. Chapter 893, Purple Cap Mountain. At the same time, they enter the 7 southern regions. Opposite the Forbidden Sea tributary, the two groups were hundreds of meters apart, communicating with each other. They were from Wushang, Everlasting Heaven, and Dragon Transformation, Brahma Sky. At this moment, on the side of Wushang, Everlasting Heaven, a middle-aged sabresman with a long saber on his back looked at Purple Cap Mountain and said coldly, "In the past, perfected Gongyu became a true god and took over Purple Cap Mountain. It was inconspicuous among the grotto heavens. I didn't expect Purple Cap Mountain to become a place where the Emperor's tomb is located." Not far away, on the side of Dragon Transformation Brahma Sky, a long-haired woman in a gorgeous robe was unusually cold. Hearing this, she also looked in the direction of Purple Cap Mountain. Perfected Gongyu is also very talented. After the battle of Earth Emperor God Dynasty, Perfected Gongyu became a venerable emperor. Purple Cap Mountain became one of the best among the grotto heavens. However, the reason why Purple Cap Mountain became famous is because of the demon emperor. Gong Yuzi was the master of Purple Cap Mountain's grotto heaven, but he was not very eye-catching among the grotto heavens. His disciple, Demon Emperor Unquestionable Jian, was the key figure who really made Purple Cap Mountain famous in the 3 realms. As soon as the woman finished speaking, a young girl in a dress beside her asked innocently and curiously, "Senior sister, is the Demon Emperor really strong? Is he as strong as father?" Hearing this, the woman's expression changed slightly. Soon, she smiled faintly and said, "Unquestionable Jian is very strong, but he is still slightly weaker than Master. Of course, don't underestimate Unquestionable Jian. In the Grandmaster, there are no more than 3 venerable emperors who can defeat Unquestionable Jian." The long-haired woman was also extremely proud. The master of Dragon Transformation Brahma Sky was also an emperor-level powerhouse. However, this emperor-level powerhouse was not comparable to ordinary emperor-level powerhouses. Unquestionable Jian could kill some emperor-level powerhouses, but obviously, the woman would not agree that he was definitely stronger than the Dragon Transformation Brahma Sky Emperor. As the woman spoke, suddenly, someone in the void sneered, slightly weaker, "Wang Hanyue, why are you lying to yourself? Lu Ji, do you want to die?" The long-haired woman, Wang Hanyue, had a cold look on her face. A long sword that looked like blood jade instantly appeared in her hand. She tilted her head to look into the distance. In the next moment, an old man in a Taoist robe appeared. The old man held a horsetail whisk in his hand. He didn't have the demeanor of an immortal, and his face was filled with disdain. "Wang Hanyue, you think you can threaten me? You, on the other hand, have some guts. The little girl beside you is the last daughter of the Dragon Transformation Emperor, right? How dare you bring her here? Aren't you afraid that the Dragon Transformation Great Emperor will take your life if you die here?" As soon as these words came out, Wang Hanyue's expression became even uglier. "Lu Ji, are you threatening me? If Ruobing is injured, the wrath of the Great Emperor will cause corpses to float for 1,000 miles. Taoist Lu Ji sneered and did not say anything. The daughter of the Dragon Transformation Emperor was here, the youngest one. It was said that the Dragon Transformation Emperor was severely injured in the war of the Earthly Emperor God Dynasty, and many of his descendants were killed. Even though many of his descendants died, the Dragon Transformation Emperor didn't get angry. In the end, this daughter of his had only been accidentally injured. The heavily injured Emperor Dragon Transformation did not care about his injuries and used Dragon Transformation Sky to kill a true god and almost engaged in a life-and-death battle with another emperor. Lu Ji just wanted to scare Wang Hanyue a little. He did not want to offend the Dragon Transformation Emperor over such a small matter. Lu Ji ignored Wang Hanyue and looked at the blade-wielding middle-aged man with a faint smile. "Chang Shanqi, what are your plans this time? What do you want?" The blade-wielding middle-aged man, Chang Shanqi, and the long-haired woman, Wang Hanyue, were the 2 top experts of Sky Beyond Avalon. Lu Ji's strength was slightly inferior to the other 2, But this time, he was acting alone. He didn't travel with others, and he didn't bring any juniors with him to gain experience. Being alone was more comfortable. Hearing this, Lu Ji smiled faintly and said, "Presently, there are too many people eyeing the Emperor tomb. The demon race, the remnants of the earthly Emperor God dynasty, the experts of the Bitter Sea realm, and even the experts of the human realm have their eyes on the Emperor's tomb." When he mentioned the other factions, Changshan Qi didn't say anything. But when he heard him mention the human realm, Changshan Qi said indifferently, "Human realm? Does the human realm have the power to covet the Emperor's tomb?" The human realm was the weakest among the three realms. Many years ago, the spiritual energy in the human world was already insufficient, and cultivation was extremely difficult. On this trip to Purple Cap Mountain, there were people from other factions who showed up. On the side of the human realm, other than those who came from the Heaven-Observing sect, no one seemed to have come. And those people from the Heaven-Observing sect were not martial artists of the human realm. Changshan Qi, then you are underestimating the martial artists of the human realm, Lu Ji said with a smile. In the past few days, I have also gone to inquire about some news. Previously, I also came into contact with Su Bing and the others. There are many experts in the human realm now, and I heard that there is a new human emperor in the human realm. Ridiculous! Changshan Qi snorted coldly. How could anyone call themselves the human emperor? However, Lu Ji ignored him and continued. I heard that among the disciples of the human emperor, there are also some origin realm experts who are extremely powerful. On the other side of Purple Cap Mountain, Zhao Xingwu, who is known as the third strongest expert in origin realm in the land realm, is rumored to be from the human realm. Changshan Qi said in a deep voice, "Speak. What do you want to do?" Lu Ji said with a smile, "I don't have any ideas. I just feel that the current situation is chaotic. Why don't the heavens beyond heavens join forces and defeat all sides?" Changshan Qi, things are different now. If the heavens beyond heavens still don't join forces, I think this trip to Purple Cap Mountain this time will probably be fruitless. Changshan Qi frowned. This time, all sides were indeed very powerful. The Forbidden Sea's Li Wuji, the Imperial Sea Mountain's Sword Tree, and that giant dragon were all experts comparable to him. However, the heavens beyond heavens was a world of its own, and everyone had always fought for themselves. Now that Lu Ji wanted to cooperate, Changshan Qi suddenly glanced at Wang Hanyue. Wang Hanyue snorted coldly. She was not willing to cooperate with Lu Ji. This person had a bad reputation during the era of the gods and demons. He had cooperated with others many times, but in the end, he was the only one who survived. There were rumors that this person secretly killed those who cooperated with him. Although Wang Hanyue believed that she was stronger than him, she would not take the risk. It was fine if she was alone, but the problem was that this time, Master's daughter came together. During the era of the gods and demons, little junior sister was seriously injured and had only recovered now. However, after all these years, the accumulation of injuries also caused future problems. This time, Master asked her to bring little junior sister to Purple Cap Mountain to help little junior sister recover from her injuries and eliminate future problems. She did not dare to cooperate with Lu Ji. Otherwise, if little junior sister died here, she would definitely die even if she lived. As everyone was talking, very soon, a rank 8 powerhouse soared into the sky. From a distance, the other party said loudly, "A powerhouse from the human world has entered the land realm." As soon as he said that, everyone looked at him one after another. Changshan Qi asked loudly, "Human world martial artist? Is it that Kong Lingyuan?" These people were not really ignorant about the human world these days. However, they did not know about ordinary powerhouses, but they knew about Kong Lingyuan. In the Battle of the 7 Southern Regions previously, it was rumored that Kong Lingyuan killed more than 10 origin powerhouses. He did not kill them one by one, but at the same time. For a while, he was in the limelight and became famous in the catacombs. Moreover, Kong Lingyuan was ranked first on the Sino Nation's origin ranking list, and his reputation grew. "It's not Kong Lingyuan," the person reported quickly. "There's a survivor called Jade Light Sword, the Guardian of the South, Wuchuan. Lu Ji reacted, then said with a smile, "So it's him. There's nothing to be afraid of. Although this person is one of the four guardians of the human world, it is said that his strength is only average." While they were talking, the young woman beside Wang Hanyu asked curiously, "Ruobing has heard that there are a few outstanding young men in the human world who are not weaker than any descendants of venerable sovereigns. Have any of them come this time?" Wang Hanyu sneered and said, "Just bragging. How would the martial artists of the human world know the strength of the grandmasters? The remnants of the earthly Emperor God dynasty have been living in the land realm for a long time. We've seen some young martial artists who came this time. They're just SSO." In Wang Hanyue's eyes, those so-called descendants of the true monarch were nothing. There was also the so-called descendant of the king lord called Li Yi. In Wang Hanyue's opinion, that was even more incompetent. King lord? Now that the earthly Emperor God dynasty had fallen apart, the so-called lord was not even a true immortal. The young girl continued, "But I heard from them that there's a martial artist called Fong Ping in the human world. He's very young, but he's very strong. Even the land realm suffered a great loss at his hands." At the mention of Fong Ping, everyone suddenly fell silent. The next moment, Lu Ji laughed and said, "Fong Ping. It was said that this person was the reincarnation of a demon emperor. I'm also very curious. Is the demon emperor really dead? Is he really the reincarnation of the demon emperor? If that's the case, then this person cannot be underestimated. But if he isn't?" Lu Ji smiled faintly and said, "Then it's not worth mentioning." Chang Shanqi said in a low voice, "I wonder if this person will come this time? The reincarnation of the demon emperor. Whether he is or not, it's best to kill him. In the past, the demon emperor incurred public wrath. If this person is not killed, once he is the reincarnation of the demon emperor, he will become a disaster sooner or later. These few days there were some rumors in the catacombs. Or perhaps it was not just rumors. The news that Fong Ping was the reincarnation of the demon emperor had actually spread a long time ago. Compared to the catacombs, the Grandmasters were more afraid of the demon emperor. Back then, the unquestionable sword entered the catacombs alone and killed more than the number of true gods and venerable emperors. If he was not ambushed outside Purple Cap Mountain in the end, he might have caused a great disaster. Now that the demon emperor had made a comeback, how could anyone agree to it? The powerhouses of the human world knew about Kong Lingyuan and Fong Ping, a powerhouse suspected to be the reincarnation of the demon emperor. At this moment, they were not the only ones discussing it. Many places were discussing it. In the Forbidden Sea, a few monsters were also discussing it. Someone from the human world came? Did Fong Ping come? Fong Ping may be the reincarnation of the demon emperor. The emperor's tomb was created by the demon emperor. According to some of the surviving great emperors, there may be the corpse of the demon emperor in the emperor's tomb. According to? Some monsters were puzzled and asked Li Wuji, Prince Wuji, wasn't it confirmed that the demon emperor was ambushed in Purple Cap Mountain? Why did you say that there may be a corpse? Li Wuji, the giant water buffalo demonic beast, was half hidden in the Forbidden Sea at this moment. Its soul energy fluctuated as it said, "This matter is rather complicated. Most of the venerable emperor masters who participated in the ambush against the demon emperor died in battle. A few of them fled in panic when the demon emperor self-destructed. The few surviving venerable emperors were severely injured and dared not go back to investigate. But it was said that the self-destruction was extremely powerful. It should be the demon emperor's self-destruction. Then in these years, no venerable emperors went to investigate the emperor's tomb? There are, but venerable Emperor Gongyu is not dead. Because of the battle that year, the emperor's tomb is also very dangerous. A few venerable emperors explored and found nothing. They were afraid of venerable Emperor Gongyu, so they did not continue. Now that the seal of the emperor's tomb is broken and opening itself, venerable Emperor Gong, you can't stop it. The monster's mentality fluctuated, and they were discussing. Li Wuji's eyes flickered. Was there a demon emperor's corpse in the emperor's tomb? This time, the Forbidden Sea monsters, as well as the people from other forces, all had the same idea. The demon emperor was too strong. Was he really dead or not? Was he seriously injured and was still recuperating in the emperor's tomb? Just like the two kings of the catacombs, hibernating and not coming out? And there were rumors recently that the emperor's tomb opened to summon the reincarnation of the demon emperor. Before the demon emperor died, he arranged a way out for himself. Now he wanted his reincarnation to get some of the trump cards he left behind, snatching treasures, stopping Fong Ping from taking back the demon emperor's shadow, and even killing Fong Ping were all goals of all parties. As for where this rumor came from, Li Wuji did not know. However, it was said that some great emperors were also somewhat certain that Fong Ping was the reincarnation of the demon emperor. Fong Ping, this name flashed across Li Wuji's mind. This time, although all parties did not seem to pay much attention to the martial artists of the human world, Li Wuji knew that all parties had been waiting for Fong Ping. Some people wanted to kill Fong Ping. Some actually wanted Fong Ping to enter the emperor's tomb and get some things left behind by the demon emperor. When he got it, there would be people who would make a move. The demon emperor was so powerful back then. He killed many venerable emperors and set up a dangerous place like the emperor's tomb. Why was it open now? Is Fong Ping here? It is said that he can hide his aura. Now that martial artists have come to the human world, will Fong Ping hide his heart and come secretly? At the same time, outside Imperial Sea Mountain, Fate King stood in the air, looking in the direction of Purple Cap Mountain, and said with a smile, "It's getting more and more interesting. This time, it seems that no true king has entered and no true king has made a move. But in fact, many people are waiting." Waiting? Ji Yao was dressed in armor. She looked more capable and experienced than she had been a few days ago, and there was a bit more killing intent about her. Hearing this, she said, "King Ancestor, waiting for what?" "Waiting for the emperor's tomb to open. Waiting for the demon emperor to appear. Waiting for the demon emperor's opportunity to appear. Waiting for the fated person." Fate King's eyes were deep. Demon Emperor, unquestionable sword. When I was still weak back then, I had heard of this person's name. 1,000 years ago, he led the resurrected martial artists and attacked Godland. Countless ancient true kings died in his hands. He is also the only powerhouse who has been confirmed to have walked 3 great Dao. The only one? Ji Yao asked doubtfully. Didn't Second King also walk 3 great Dao? Second King, Fate King smiled faintly. Whether Second King has walked 1 great Dao or 3, it is still unknown. Everything is just a rumor. However, the Demon Emperor, the powerhouses who fought with him back then are still alive. This person has really walked 3 great Dao, and he has walked very far. Moreover, his sky-crushing sword is also an ancient divine weapon. It is extremely powerful. Even I covet it. However, the Emperor's tomb concerns many parties. Previously, there was still the resurrected true king guarding it. It has not been opened until the time is right. Now the time is right. Fong Ping, unquestionable sword, sky-crushing sword, 3 great Dao. Fate King murmured. Perhaps there would be a result in the near future. Ji Yao said in a low voice, "King Ancestor, then this time should I." Opportunity, Fate King said faintly. The Emperor's tomb is an opportunity. To you guys, it is an opportunity to enter the divine general realm or the divine Dao realm. To us, it is an opportunity to pry into the demon emperor's Dao and seize the demon emperor's divine weapon. This time, no true king entered the emperor's territory for you guys to fight for it. Otherwise, how would Fong Ping dare to enter? Perhaps it might not be Fong Ping, it might be someone else. Yao, after entering, observe carefully. I also want to know who is unquestionable sword. Unquestionable sword, Fong Ping? Ji Yao nodded slightly. No wonder none of the true kings said they wanted to go this time. They probably had their own plans. Ji Yao glanced at Fate King and said, "King Ancestor, if it is confirmed that Fong Ping is the reincarnation of unquestionable sword, what should we do? You don't have to worry about this. You'll know when the time comes." After saying that, Fate King added, "Remember, if the Demon Emperor's Dao appears or the divine weapon is born, You must not fight for it. If you don't fight for it, no one will dare to attack you. If a true king powerhouse dares to attack, it will be the G family's enemy. Fate King said solemnly. However, once you seize these things, no matter how powerful the G family is, these people will not hesitate at all. The divine weapon has an owner. Whether it is the reincarnation of the demon emperor or not, this may also be the conclusion. Once the sky-crushing sword appears, if it really chooses Fong Ping, then Fong Ping must be the reincarnation of the demon emperor. Ji Yao frowned slightly. King Ancestor, could it be that someone is secretly framing Fong Ping? She was not speaking up for Fong Ping. She was really suspicious. Many people say that Fong Ping is the reincarnation of the demon emperor. However, if he is the real demon emperor, would King Wu and the others really know nothing? If so, with the personalities of King Wu and the others, they will still let Fong Ping hold great power in Sino Nation. King Wu, how do you know what these people are thinking? Fate King smiled faintly. King Wu and the others might also be using Fong Ping. Maybe they already know that Fong Ping is the reincarnation of the demon emperor. They are also waiting for this opportunity. The demon emperor's Dao, divine weapon, and antique art, even some other powerhouses' Dao and antique art. Not only that, there is also killing with a borrowed knife. After all, the demon emperor is the leader of the martial artists who were resurrected 1,000 years ago. King Wu and the others are hypocritical, refusing to kill Fong Ping directly to avoid being criticized. Using this opportunity to kill with a borrowed knife is even better. The higher Fong Ping's status in Sino Nation is now, the more tragic his death is, the more it will stimulate the Sino Nation martial artist's desire for revenge. The more Fong Ping contributes to the land of rebirth, the more unwilling he is to die, the more Sino Nation will unite and work together. Fate King said playfully, "Say, is it not very suitable for Fong Ping to die?" King Wu and the others might not have this thought. Even if he is not the demon emperor? Even if he is not? Fate King said in a low voice. Little Yao, remember, humans, whether it is the people of the land of rebirth or the people of divine land, they are all selfish. King Wu and the others have led the land of rebirth to resist us for many years. Are they really willing to hand over the power of the land of rebirth to others? It was fine when Fong Ping was weak. He was not a threat. The stronger Fong Ping is, the more threat he is. Little Yao thinks. King Wu and the others might not have this thought. Ji Yao said in a low voice. She felt that powerhouses like King Wu did not need to go through so much trouble to plot against Fong Ping. Maybe. Ji Yao saw that Wang Zhu did not care and did not mention it again. She thought for a while and said, "Then this time, will Wang Zhu make a move in the end? Let's wait and see." Fate King smiled faintly. It went without saying what he was waiting for. The Sky Destroyer sword was a divine weapon that had killed many powerhouses. The path of the Demon Emperor was also the path of invincibility. No one knew how far one could go. Once powerhouses like them obtained it, they could go on quickly, even all the way to the level of the Demon Emperor. If he, Life King, obtained this, he would become an invincible powerhouse in one fell swoop. When that time came, he would attack the land of kings, kill the two kings, seize the earthly emperor's relics, and then strip the two kings of their path. When that time came, in this world, if the emperor did not appear, who could be his opponent? Ji Yao understood after hearing that. She did not ask any more and shouted in a low voice, "Let's go." The next moment, the 5 to 6 rank 9 powerhouses beside her followed without saying a word. Her Highness Ji Yao today was much more dignified than before. Although she did not stay in the borderland for long, she was the first in every battle. In just a short period of time, she had made a name for herself in the borderland. This time, the true king did not appear. Their goal was also very simple. Protecting her Highness Ji Yao was enough. As for seizing the treasure or other things, it would be decided by Ji Yao alone. Fong Ping had just entered the border. He thought that he was inconspicuous, but he was extremely eye-catching. Between all parties, there was a tacit understanding. This time, many people were actually waiting for the Demon Emperor. Whether it was the injured Demon Emperor or the reincarnated Demon Emperor, this was everyone's goal. As for Fong Ping, although he had some guesses before, at this moment, he really did not expect that all parties would conclude that he was the reincarnated unquestionable sword. Fong Ping did not know. He was still moving stealthily toward Purple Cat Mountain. In the Forbidden Sea, the cat rode on the Jiao's head, its tail slapping Fong Yuan's fat face. It said contentedly, "Continue brushing its fur. Don't stop." Fong Yuan looked gloomy and a little scared. While brushing its fur, it said, "Big cat, have we entered the Forbidden Sea? My brother said that it's very dangerous here. We can't come here casually." "It's okay." The cat smiled. "I'm going to retrieve my divine weapon." "It's okay. After retrieving the divine weapon, we'll go back." "Divine weapon?" "Yes, Sky Destroyer's sword. It's very powerful." The cat's tail swayed. "In the past, I used to skewer fish, and it was over in one go. I borrowed the small sword, and then didn't return it to me. I'm going to retrieve it this time." The cat looked serious. "If you borrowed it, you have to return it. If you don't, you'll die." Its cat face was serious, but Fong Yuan took the opportunity to pinch its big face. The cat was really cute when it was serious. The cat was gloomy. Its tail swept at her and said, "You go. Don't cause trouble." "I won't cause trouble." Fong Yuan nodded hurriedly. Then, she asked curiously, "Big cat, did you bring me along to brush your fur?" "No." The cat swayed its tail again and said happily, "It's to knead my face." Fong Yuan was speechless. This cat was really too unscrupulous. The cat ignored her and began to whip the Jiao with its tail. The little dog was too slow. So weak. If it were the big dog, it would arrive in the blink of an eye. "Sky Destroyer's sword. I lost the small sword." The cat suddenly murmured, a little disappointed. The Sky Destroyer's sword was abandoned. The small sword had really changed. Chapter 894. Gigantic Willow City. Looking at Gigantic Willow City, Fong Ping was overcome with emotion. "This is the first king city I've ever bombed." Old Man Li sighed too. "This is the first royal city that I've killed my way in and out 7 times. Everyone was speechless. How could these two still have the mood to brag at this time? Going in and out 7 times? Do you really think we don't know what's going on? Wang Jinyang, Li Hansong, and the others were all there. He was killed by someone and had no choice but to flee." Li Hansong chuckled and said, "That's right. This is also the place where I first learned how to drill holes." Fong Ping glanced at him. Iron Head was courting death with his strength now. "Who are you talking about? Have I, Fong Ping, ever drilled a hole?" They could not be bothered with him. A group of people dressed like catacombs martial artists. They did not reveal their auras either. They just stood not far from the city and watched wantonly. Fong Ping looked at them for a while and smiled. "Does Gigantic Willow City Lord still recognize us?" "I don't think so," Wang Jinyang said with a face full of smiles. "Ever since you guys left that time, I've been here a few times. I've also dealt with the Gigantic Willow City Lord quite a few times. Every time he sees me, he's furious. How can he forget you, the main culprit, when I'm like this?" During his trip to Nanjiang's catacombs, Fong Ping almost blew up the entire Gigantic Willow City, scaring the Gigantic Willow City Lord so much that he did not dare to fight outside. Fong Ping smiled and said nonchalantly, "Even if he remembers, if he knows I'm Fong Ping, he probably won't dare to cause me trouble." "That's true." As Wang Jinyang spoke, he looked in the direction of Purple Cap Mountain and said with a slight frown, "The attraction is getting stronger. It's a little urgent. It should be that the Emperor's grave is about to completely open." Fong Ping did not speak. Instead, he took a look at Gigantic Willow City. In the city, there was a rank 9 aura. The Gigantic Willow City Lord should be in the city. Fong Ping watched for a while, but did not do anything. He turned his head to look at the crowd and said, "Let's go. Senior, we will lead the way. We'll follow and watch the show. This is getting interesting." Even Li Zhu is ready to intervene. Everyone looked at him, not quite understanding what he meant. Fong Ping smiled. I can sense Li Yi's aura. He was in gigantic Willow City. If that was the case, the gigantic Willow City Lord might be from Li Zhu's city. This guy was a cunning old fox. There must be a reason why he sent his son to the Nanjiang catacombs. Don't be fooled by the fact that Li Zhu's power doesn't seem to be that great. Even if the Lord of gigantic Willow City is his man, this is a sign. Li Zhu was a man who plotted before he acted. He could endure. Even when Fong Ping was right under his nose and he knew Fong Ping's identity, he did not make a move. Even when the catacombs' true kings were killed, he did not intervene. Instead, he sent some true kings to the northern region. Fong Ping would be the first to not believe that a fellow like him would involve his son in this matter just for some benefits. Hua Qidao is here too. The former left commander, who was considered to have been demoted by Fong Ping previously, had also arrived this time. He was also in gigantic Willow City. Hua Qidao's strength was not too strong. He was only at level 3 origin source. Even Hua Qidao had come. Fong Ping was sure that it was Li Zhu's idea and not Li Yi's own idea to come. Hua Qidao used to be the left commander, a capable subordinate of Li Zhu. After the right commander became a true king, Hua Qidao was considered Li Zhu's most trusted aide. He was already here. This was not something that Li Yi could order. Fong Ping and the others began to walk toward Purple Cap Mountain. They had just left. On the city wall, a few figures appeared. The gigantic Willow City Lord's expression was gloomy. That's Fong Ping. He had never seen Fong Ping before, but he knew that gigantic Willow City was blown up by Fong Ping. It's him. Hua Qidao's expression also changed for a while. Fong Ping, Feng Yesheng. The two people who were in the Imperial City previously were the same person. It was also because of Fong Ping that he lost his position as the left commander, allowing Zhao Xingwu to take advantage of it. As the two of them spoke, Li did not continue the conversation. A small round ball appeared in her hand. She smiled and said, after the sky canopy was modified, its effects are extraordinary. It can also be carried around and observe the area covered by the sky canopy at any time. This is a sharp weapon. Fong Ping probably did not expect that he would be targeted by us the moment he entered. As soon as she said this, Hua Qidao also smiled and said, the Pope is quite interesting. He actually revealed his latest research results to us. However, the king said that this person has his own agenda, so we don't have to care about him. However, the newly created sky canopy is indeed a sharp weapon. The entire 9 Southern Territory is under our control. This time, when they entered, their strength was not considered strong. In fact, they were very weak. However, when it came to strategizing, they were incomparably confident. In the entire 9 Southern Territory, they had set up a total of more than 30 sky canopies. All the important places had their sky canopies. Fong Ping and the others had concealed their auras. As soon as they entered, they were discovered by everyone. Not only Fong Ping, but they were also very clear about how many powerhouses there were in the 9 Southern Territory. To them, knowing everyone's whereabouts was the greatest success. Hua Qidao's expression was mocking. He chuckled and said, Fong Ping thought that he entered without anyone noticing. However, when Wu Chuan entered, I guessed that he would enter as well. As expected, Li also laughed. Very quickly, her expression turned sinister. General Hua, this is also the time for us to show our skills. Let the entire 9 Southern Territory fall into chaos. The more chaotic, the better. Hua Qidao said calmly, don't be impatient. If Fong Ping wants to be the fisherman, he will only lose more than he gains. He is the target of many people this time. As long as we keep an eye on Fong Ping and expose his existence at the crucial moment, he will die a horrible death. Crucial moment? Hua Qidao smiled faintly. For example, when he obtains the treasure, conceals his aura, and hides. At that time, once he is exposed, will he still be able to live? Not only will he not be able to live, but it will also cause a larger battle. This time, entering 9 Southern Territory was indeed Li Zhu's idea. Li Zhu really did not have the intention to seize the treasure, even if he knew about the sky-crushing sword. Li Zhu's idea was very simple. He wanted to create some excitement. The probability of the treasure being seized by Fong Ping was as high as 90%. These were Li Zhu's original words. However, once the treasure was in Fong Ping's hands, it would be difficult for even a true king to stop him if he wanted to take it away. If Fong Ping returned to the land of rebirth, then this time, everyone's plan would be for naught. At the crucial moment, only by exposing Fong Ping would it be the fuse that would cause chaos. Lian said in a low voice, "Commander Hua, there are countless powerhouses this time. Why is father so sure that the treasure will definitely be seized by Fong Ping? Even if Fong Ping was strong, it would not be easy to fish in troubled waters this time." Hua Qidao thought for a moment and said after a while, "Whether he is the reincarnation of the Demon Emperor or not, he is the biggest chess piece this time. Maybe the Demon Emperor did not plot against him back then, but because of fate, he took the initiative to get involved in this matter. If he is the reincarnation of the Demon Emperor, then there is no need to say anything. If he is not, do you think it will be good for the Demon Emperor if Fong Ping's identity is confirmed?" Lian thought for a moment and nodded quickly. "Then we just watch?" Lian said in a low voice, "Commander Hua, are we really not going to care about those treasures this time? If we seize a divine weapon like the sky-crushing sword, we will become the target of everyone, but what about the others? There are many treasures in the Emperor's tomb, and there are also many holy fruits. If the true king does not want them, we will seize them. Commander Hua might be able to go further in the origin path, and might be able to enter the divine general realm quickly." Lian knew that the things related to the true king should not be seized so easily. However, things like the holy fruits had no effect on the true king. If he seized these, his trip would not be in vain. Hua Qidao frowned. "It's best not to complicate things. Fong Ping can survive until now, so he is not a brainless brute. If he takes advantage of the situation and diverts the trouble to someone else, we will be in trouble." As soon as he said that, Lian was instantly on guard. He had almost forgotten that Fong Ping could turn into someone else. If he became entangled with Fong Ping and turned into himself, he would not be able to clear his name. In the end, he would become the biggest loser. "That Commander Hua, keep an eye on him. Don't give him a chance to escape." Lian could not wait for Fong Ping to die. This guy was a scourge as long as he was alive. "Don't worry. What's wrong?" Along the way, Old Man Li asked. Fong Ping did not seem to be in a good mood. Fong Ping shook his head slightly and frowned. "Something's not right." "What?" "I feel like I'm being watched by Old Zhang." "Old Zhang?" Everyone looked surprised. Old Zhang had never come to the catacombs. "How could he be watching you?" Fong Ping took a deep breath and said, "I'm talking about the feeling of being watched. It was nothing before, but outside gigantic Willow City, this feeling was more obvious. Someone was watching me in the dark. This reminded me of something." He had told Old Zhang about the sky screen a long time ago. Sino Nation was also researching it now. LV Zhun was also researching this thing. If a catacomb surveillance system was really developed, it would be very useful. However, until now, there had not been much progress. Fong Ping had been watched by this thing before. Over at gigantic Willow City just now, he had a similar feeling. However, when he checked, there did not seem to be any sky screen hiding in the sky. Did I feel it wrong? Fong Ping calculated in his heart. He was not too nervous. He would know after trying out later. It was the same old trick. System wealth increased. However, it was hard to say now. His strength was much stronger. Even if he was watched by Li Yi and the others, he might not be a threat. If there was no threat, his wealth would still increase. Coincidentally, Li Yi has a palace. I'll get it and build it into a warship. Then, the Heavenly Division's warship will be here. Fong Ping did not care whether Li Yi was watching him or not. He had decided to watch Li Yi first. It was not easy to meet this guy. He could not let him escape. Not thinking about this anymore, Fong Ping frowned again and said, "The situation is still a little off. Logically speaking, although Senior Wu is not weak among these people, he's definitely not the strongest. Now, he's been watched as soon as he came in. There are a lot of powerhouses surrounding him now. What's going on?" Wu Chuan was watched by a lot of powerhouses as soon as he came in. At this time, Jiang Chao was also worried. He said, Guardian Wu is fine. Is my freak okay? Zhang Hao insisted on moving together with Wu Chuan. It seemed like they were in big trouble now. There were a lot of people watching them. Wang Jinyang said slowly, be careful. Actually, something is really off this time. Sino Nation's strength is not considered strong among the other parties. It's understandable that we're being watched by the people from the restricted area. But if the other parties are also watching us, then there's a bit of a problem. Fang Ping, you should still remember what I said before. Maybe someone is deliberately drawing attention to us. Sinister intentions. Fang Ping lamented. Unquestionable sword. If it's unquestionable sword's doing, then he better be careful. I'm a narrow-minded person. Previously, Kat said that he wanted to be on good terms with him. I was thinking that if we really meet in the future, we can still be friends. Old Zhang said that he did many great things 1,000 years ago. I'm quite impressed. But no matter how impressed I am, don't even think about using us as chess pieces. If it's really a scheme this time, just you wait. I'm fine. On account of Kat's favor, I won't do anything to him. If we get into any trouble, I'll go to the top later. Just you wait. Don't say harsh words. As soon as Old Manly said that, Fang Ping laughed and said, this isn't harsh words. After this, if I still can achieve rank 8-9 refinement, I'm prepared to step into the origin path. Instructor, I'll let you be the first in rank 8. I won't fight anymore. I'll strive to walk my own path as soon as possible, walk thousands of meters. When that time comes, you'll know if I'm being harsh or not. As he said that, Fang Ping's gaze flickered. Let's go. Senior Wu is in trouble. The few of them did not waste any time and hurried forward. Earth. Secret place. Li Jun looked at Zhang Tao strangely. After a long time, he said, are we really not going to do anything this time? How? Zhang Tao said with a smile. He should bear what he should bear. I'm not his father. Can I always keep an eye on him? I didn't ask him to go to Nanjiang, did I? I told him to wait for a while. He won't listen. All right. Tell me. What's your plan? I really don't. Zhang Tao looked at the new divine weapon in front of him that was like a huge cover and sighed. We're in a critical period now. How can we leave? Once I leave, I'll collapse easily. But don't worry. In Magic City, a cat has disappeared. You mean a cat? Li Jun was surprised. You're counting on an unreliable cat? Unreliable? Zhang Tao could not help but laugh. It might not be unreliable. This cat's premonition is too strong. It can actually predict some things. This might have something to do with its uniqueness. It's its instinct to seek advantages and avoid disadvantages. Since it's willing to guard Fang Ping's home and follow Fang Ping around, actually, some things are already clear. It feels that in this era, Fang Ping can give it a greater sense of security. Do you understand? If that's the case, when Fang Ping is unable to protect it, it will protect Fang Ping instead, waiting for Fang Ping to repay it. All right, taking a step back, it's following Fang Ping because Fang Ping is unquestionable sword's reincarnation. If that's the case, then it will put in more effort. It's known unquestionable sword for many years and can't forget it. Then, it will not let unquestionable sword's reincarnation die. You bastard. Li Jun was helpless. How black-hearted. He even schemed against a cat. Zhang Tao darted him a look, cursing in his heart. What does this have to do with me? The cat came out of the mountain on its own. Did I force it? At this time, not far away, Warlord suddenly laughed. Little Zhang, tell me, is unquestionable sword dead? If he's not dead, who could be him? Is Fang Ping really unquestionable sword? Zhang Tao laughed. There's a high chance he's not dead. Even if he's dead, he's probably revived. Besides, I think his memory has been restored. Fang Ping is not him. There's no reason. It's just a guess. As for who is unquestionable sword, perhaps unquestionable sword is really different from the others. He did not revive using the method of reviving his life origin. Everyone, what I mean is that his life origin aura has actually changed. He has taken many paths, some that even outsiders might not know about. Perhaps he gave up on some and focused on one path, thus changing his own aura. If that's the case, then the scope is huge. There are too many people who could be unquestionable sword. Actually, I've been thinking if he's really not dead or revived, this time he probably really wants to become the true controller in the dark. He wants to plot in the dark, overthrow everything, destroy everything completely. If that's the case, I think the probability of unquestionable sword being in the human world is very high, and the probability of him being in Sino Nation is even higher. If he's by Fong Ping's side, or by my side, then the probability is extraordinarily high. A powerhouse who once almost overthrew everything. If he does it again now, he'll be more cautious and bolder. As soon as he said that, everyone's heart trembled. Li Jun said in a low voice, "You're saying that he might be among us?" Zhang Tao laughed. "Why not? Otherwise, do you think he's really so capable that he can know everything? This time we'll know. If Fong Ping really got all the treasures, this guy is definitely not unquestionable sword. An unquestionable sword might very well be by Fong Ping's side. If Fong Ping didn't get many treasures and even took the blame, then this guy might very well be by my side. If Fong Ping didn't get the treasures and was killed, then that means unquestionable sword is in the catacombs." "Why? Idiot!" Zhang Tao scolded. "If he killed Fong Ping, then what's the use of staying by Fong Ping's side? Obviously, unquestionable sword is not by Fong Ping's side. If Fong Ping gets few treasures and takes the blame, then there'll only be danger in the future and no benefits. Then, the progress of the people around Fong Ping will slow down. If he's by Fong Ping's side, he won't do this. However, if Fong Ping gets the biggest benefits and takes the blame, then the probability of unquestionable sword being by his side is the highest." As soon as he said that, Li Jun said in a low voice, "Fong Ping's side? Then who do you think has the highest probability?" "How would I know? I'm not a god." Zhang Tao could not help but laugh. "I'm just guessing based on some existing clues. I can't guarantee that I'm right. Moreover, does it matter who unquestionable sword is? As long as Fong Ping doesn't die, who cares who he is? This guy schemed and schemed. In the end, Fong Ping will benefit. Who knows who's the loser? His target is not Fong Ping. If I'm not wrong, if this guy is still alive, he's probably completely extreme now. Maybe he wants to kill all the powerhouses in secret. Only then will the world be at peace. Kill all the powerhouses?" Li Jun frowned. "How can he do that?" "Maybe." Zhang Tao thought for a while and sighed suddenly. He thought of something. Fong Ping told him not to scheme against the Azure Cat in the future. This cat must not be allowed to be corrupted. Once it was corrupted, it would be extremely dangerous and might cause a huge mess. Even Fong Ping knew. Did unquestionable sword know? Unquestionable sword. Oh, unquestionable sword. You were a hero 1,000 years ago. I still admire you a little. But if you really do that, how are you different from those people? How are you different from those guys who schemed against you back then?" At this moment, Zhang Tao sighed in his heart. What would unquestionable sword do? Would he choose this path? Would he scheme against the cat that had helped him countless times back then and given him a chance to grow? If he really did that, he would really become a devil emperor. He would really become a devil. Where's Fong Ping? A loud bellow reverberated throughout the area. Wu Chuan was expressionless. He did not reply at all. Jiang Hao wore a smile on his face. He held the long sword in his hand and chuckled softly. "Looking for Fong Ping? How much do you despise me? Could it be that Fong Ping is the only human youth powerhouse?" Jiang Hao. At this moment, someone recognized Jiang Hao and snorted. "Jiang Hao, you're not dead. That means Warlord is still alive. You can't bear the responsibility for what happened to Fong Ping. Even if Warlord is here, it won't help." Jiang Hao glanced at the other person and smiled brightly. A hint of gentleness appeared on his handsome face. "Dunmuzi, you're still alive. You've really surprised me. I remember that you're still alive after I skinned you and broke your bones. You're really lucky." "Humph." The other person snorted coldly. A hint of malice flashed across his eyes, but he did not reply. Jiang Hao was a lunatic. However, Warlord was powerful. He had killed many true kings before. If Warlord was still alive, No one would dare to kill Jiang Hao recklessly. Unless Warlord was dead. Then, everything that Jiang Hao had done would definitely be accounted for. Jiang Hao's smile grew brighter. He looked around, and a strange flush flashed across his face. There are many young martial artists here. Why don't you spar with me? Now that the Emperor's tomb has yet to open, a fight between powerhouses is not beneficial for the upcoming Emperor's tomb fight. Why don't we learn from each other? At this moment, a Grandmaster arrived. Hearing Jiang Hao's words, a young powerhouse said coldly, "How dare an illuminating god martial artist be so arrogant?" Not convinced? Jiang Hao looked at the other person, smiling like a breeze. "Why don't you try?" Behind them, in a forest, Jiang Chao sighed. "The pervert is going crazy again." Fong Ping laughed. "He's even crazier than me. Can this guy be a rank 8 opponent? He's not just a beginner rank 8. I think he's at least a rank 8 5th refinement." "Of course not," Jiang Chao said helplessly. "He's crazy. He's looking for death and torture. This guy is a pervert. He'll only feel good if you torture him until he wants to die." Fong Ping and the others had strange expressions. "Your family's pervert was a real pervert." Jiang Chao sighed again. He looked at Fong Ping and hesitated before saying, "If the pervert is really going to be beaten to death, I can't just watch, but I don't have the ability." "Fong Ping, what do you think?" "Let's see." Fong Ping rubbed his chin and said, "Why are these guys staring at me? It's fine if it's the catacombs, but the people from Grandmaster are also staring at me. It seems like someone said something." Tian Mu said carelessly, "If it doesn't work, just show yourself and kill a bunch of people to intimidate everyone. What's there to be afraid of? Who's not afraid of death these days? The people from the catacombs and Grandmaster are all cowards. Kill a few powerhouses, and they'll be terrified." He looked down on these people from the start. It did not matter if it was now or in the past. His strategy had always been to kill 1 to warn 100. If that did not work, then he would kill 100. In his eyes, the catacombs martial artists were all cowards. If he killed more, the other party would naturally be afraid. All these years, he had come into contact with too many catacombs martial artists. As for Grandmaster, it was the same. Previously, Su Bing and the others were not well behaved. In the end, after he killed Suo Jia, these people did not even dare to fart. They were still not well behaved. In Tian Mu's opinion, if it really did not work, why should they be the fishermen? They might as well just kill their way out and solve the problem. Humans would not survive if they were not crazy. More often than not, it was better to just kill and fight. All these years, human martial artists had almost become boorish men. They almost only knew how to kill. It was not that they did not use their brains, but they thought too much. Without the ability, the more they thought, the more trouble it would be. Those who really schemed, just 1 or 2 people would do. For example, old Zhang. He had enough ability to scheme some things. As for them, they would just kill them. As soon as he said that, Old Manly nodded and said, "That's the logic. Don't worry, little fatty, don't be afraid. Let's see what they do first. If it's really dangerous and Wu Chuan doesn't make a move, we'll kill this group of people." Jiang Chao scratched his head. "You guys are so straightforward. I'm just trying to see if I can make a guarantee for boss. You guys are good. Without saying anything, you're all ready to roll up your sleeves and go for it." However, Jiang Chao was also much more relieved. It was much safer now. Fong Ping and the others were indeed reliable. In other people's eyes, perhaps they were too reckless. However, in his opinion, those who dared to rush up and fight at this critical moment were only comfortable as teammates. Fong Ping did not say anything. He did not reject or agree. He would wait and see. In front, the great battle had already erupted in an instant. P.S. I'm in too much of a rush today. I owe another update. I want to earn money too. Chapter 895. The battle broke out in the blink of an eye. The rank 8 youth from Grandmaster Sky did not have a good temper either. How could he remain indifferent to Jiang Hao's provocation? Both sides had experts overseeing them. Since Wu Chuan did not say anything, the other party did not hesitate and charged over with spears in hand. Jiang Hao usually greeted people with a smile, but he was also extremely crazy when it came to killing. If not for this, he, a rank 7 martial artist, would not have been able to make such a name for himself in the land of King's battleground. Peak rank 7 Jiang Hao is only one step away from rank 8. Although he had yet to attain a golden body, as a descendant of the King of War, his physique was no weaker than an ordinary rank 8 first or second refinement. The two of them fought fiercely in the air. Jiang Hao was truly crazy. His physical body was inferior to the opponent's, so he used his sword to fight in close combat. In an instant, his physical body was torn apart, and blood gushed out. Fang Ping was watching the battle. Suddenly, he turned his head to look. Not far away, a group of people seemed to want to retreat to this side to watch the battle. Tian Mu also sensed it. He tilted his head and asked, "Should we retreat?" This time, they entered the catacombs in secret. Although Tian Mu wanted to show up and kill to settle things, Fang Ping was the leader this time. Tian Mu had no intention of taking advantage of his seniority. Fang Ping was silent for a moment. He shook his head and said nothing. In just a short period of time, the other party had already arrived. There were a total of 5 people, 3 women and 2 men. Among them, there were 2 rank 9, 2 rank 8, and 1 rank 7. When this group of people rushed to the small mountain forest, their expressions also changed. Wang Hanyue, who was the leader, had a drastic change in expression. She didn't sense anyone here, but there were so many people gathered here. She couldn't sense the other party's aura, so she couldn't judge their strength. But Wang Hanyue still sensed danger. Danger! She was a pinnacle powerhouse in the rank 9 realm. In the dragon transformation Brahma heaven, she was the first person below the true god realm. She had walked 900 meters on the origin Tao. However, at this moment, she felt a fatal sense of danger. It wasn't just one person who brought her crisis. Quite a few people. The young man at the front was flanked by an old man and a middle-aged man. The old man was Li Chongqing. When Old Man Li was rank 6, he was incomparably old. Even now, his appearance had not changed. The middle-aged man was Tian Mu. Although Tian Mu was the oldest among them, this iron-blooded general had always presented himself as a middle-aged man to prove that he was not old and could still fight to the end. Tian Mu, who was severely injured and aged, had regained his former appearance. Wang Hanyue was vigilant and stopped in her tracks. In the crowd, the young girl looked at them curiously and asked, "Senior sister, are they ordinary peoples?" She did not sense the aura of a martial artist either. Could he be an ordinary person from the Earth domain? Wang Hanyue shook her head lightly. Upon hearing this, Fang Ping tilted his head and glanced at the girl, a faint smile on his face. Ordinary people? This 7th-rank girl was either really stupid or pretending to be stupid. How can ordinary people be so calm when they see a group of flying experts like you? Would ordinary people stay here and watch the battle between the strong? Wang Hanyue's voice was solemn as she asked in a deep voice, "Are you martial artists of the human world?" It was very simple to distinguish whether a person was a human or not. It was to look at their hair ornaments. Although Fang Ping and the others tried to cover up, they did not cover up too much. Fang Ping now had sharp short hair and wore a nondescript catacombs armor. In reality, it was transformed from his own rank 8 armor. Only martial artists of the human world would wear short hair powerhouses like this. Fang Ping smiled and said slowly, "You are people from Brahmadutian?" Old Wang had introduced them before. Although there were no photos, he had described some of their characteristics. The long-haired girl had a strong aura. Fang Ping felt that she was not weaker than Wu Chuan. Coupled with the number of people and ornaments, they should be people from Brahmadutian. The long-haired girl, Wang Hanyue, was also one of the 2 powerhouses from Grandmaster that old Wang mentioned. "Who are you?" Wang Hanyue felt that she should have heard of this person before. She had just left the mountain not long ago. Some of the information she had was also hearsay. However, very soon, Wang Hanyue's expression changed. Fang Ping. It was him. She could not be wrong. She remembered now. Previously, in the rumors, Fang Ping seemed to be able to conceal his aura. However, at that time, she thought it was some special technique that could be used to hide from the weak. Who knew that she would see it this time? And even she was fooled. Fong Ping. Wang Hanyue's expression changed slightly. Now, everyone was looking for Fong Ping and waiting for him. However, who knew that Fong Ping was actually under everyone's nose? Beside Wang Hanyue, Wang Ruobing looked at Fong Ping and the others curiously, saying softly, "Are you Fong Ping? The reincarnation of the Devil Emperor?" Fong Ping smiled and said, "Devil Emperor? Unquestionable sword? If you think so, then so be it. Wang Hanyue, since we met, how about we have a chat?" Wang Hanyue was extremely vigilant. She was not afraid of Fong Ping and the others, but she still had her little junior sister with her. Just as she was about to leave, Wang Ruobing suddenly looked at Li Hansong. After looking at Li Hansong for a while, Wang Ruobing suddenly felt slightly strange and said, "I think I've seen you before." She was looking at Li Hansong. Fong Ping also looked at Li Hansong and could not help but laugh, winking. "Could it be that your little lover from your past life is here?" Li Hansong looked embarrassed, looking at the girl in front of him. Although she was called a girl, she was actually an old witch. Could it really be related to me? Li Hansong was a little uncertain. He was a resurrected martial artist. The dragon transformation Brahma Dutian was one of the 4 Brahmas in mythology, with a long history. Heavenly Emperor Long Du was also a veteran emperor-level powerhouse. To say that they might know each other, that was really hard to say. Li Hansong said nothing, but Fong Ping smiled and said, "You know him? Do you know who he is?" "He looks different." Wang Ruobing seemed to be recalling something, saying softly, "But that feeling, it feels like I've seen him before." She did not even sense his chi, but she still felt that he looked a little familiar. At this time, Li Hansong could not help but ask, "Then who am I? Don't you know?" Wang Ruobing suddenly broke into a smile. Following that, she stepped on the void and walked toward them. Wang Hanyue's expression changed drastically. Seeing this, she wanted to pull her away, but Wang Ruobing shook her head slightly and said with a smile, "Senior sister, I know him. It's okay." As she said that, she had already stepped on the void and landed in front of everyone. Looking at Li Hansong again, Wang Ruobing thought for a while and said with a smile, "Don't you have a very beautiful armor?" Li Hansong's expression kept changing. Almost no old antique knew about this. But this young girl, she said it out loud. Seeing his expression, Wang Ruobing laughed again, saying happily, "Then I'm not mistaken. I've seen you before. Do you still remember? A long time ago, when I was still young, yes, very, very young, my health was not good. Father always made me sleep. One time, I woke up and wanted to go to the heavenly realm to play. That time, a big dog wanted to snatch my food. I was scared. The big dog chased me. I was so scared. Father was not around. And then I met you. Have you forgotten?" The corner of Li Hansong's mouth twitched. Fong Ping held back his laughter and said, "The big dog you're talking about. Is it Tengu?" "I think so." Wang Ruobing said with a smile, "I'm not sure either. Later, I told Father. Father said to ignore the big dog. Father seems to be afraid of the big dog. In the past, if someone bullied me, Father would beat them up." That time, the dragon transformation Heavenly Emperor had a complicated look in his eyes, trying to keep the peace. Forget it. Wasn't it just food? Forget about not snatching it. Snatching it was snatching it. That dog was so shameless that it even snatched a child's snacks. The dragon transformation Heavenly Emperor, was also a person who cared about his reputation. Could he be calculative with the Tengu because of this? Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. The Tengu snatched a child's lollipop. This dog was really not a good thing. The old cat said that the Tengu often snatched its food. Now it seemed to be true. But if that was the case, Fong Ping suddenly looked at Wang Ruobing and said with a smile, "You've been to the heavenly realm?" The heavenly realm had been destroyed at least 5,000 or 6,000 years ago. This was a conservative estimate. If that was the case, this woman who looked like a girl was really a super old monster? "Yes, I went there a few times when I was young." "Then do you know who he is?" Fong Ping pointed at Li Hansong. Wang Ruobing shook her head and nodded, her eyes smiling into the shape of a crescent moon. "I don't know, but I know him. I told Father before. Father seems to know him too, but he said that there are different paths don't go and contact him. That time he helped me scare the big dog away. The big dog seemed to be very angry and told him not to meddle in other people's business. He even said that he would call his brothers to help beat him up. After I left, did you get beaten up by the big dog? Li Han Song was embarrassed. I know the Tengu. I don't know. I was beaten up by the Tengu before? That can't be. Fong Ping, however, heard the difference and said with a smile, "You're saying that the Tengu was scared away by him, and then said some harsh words?" "Yes. He lives in the heavenly realm?" "Should be." Wang Ruobing laughed softly. That time, it was father who went to visit Dongwang. We met the big dog at the Dongwang mansion. He was also at the Dongwang mansion. Fong Ping and the others looked at each other in dismay. Another emperor had emerged? Dongwang? Who was Dongwang? Wang Ruobing still wanted to say more. Behind her, Wang Hanyue was on high alert and suddenly shouted softly, "Ruobing, some things could not be said." Nowadays, some powerhouses were extremely taboo about the heavenly realm and would not say it. Wang Hanyue had never been to the heavenly realm. When she could remember, the heavenly realm had already been destroyed. Wang Ruobing was actually older than her, but her health had been poor since she was young. She had always been sealed by the dragon transformation celestial emperor and would only be unsealed after some time to let her out for a breather. That was why Wang Ruobing had been to the heavenly realm before. When she was young, the heavenly realm had not been destroyed yet. However, these things could not be said carelessly. The past of the heavenly realm had already become a taboo. No one knew what exactly happened back then. They only knew that the powerful heavenly realm was destroyed in a day and night. Even the emperor and the powerhouses of the heavenly realm had disappeared. Fong Ping glanced at Wang Hanyue and then at Wang Ruobing. He smiled and said, "You're Ruobing, the daughter of the dragon transformation celestial emperor?" "Yes. The dragon transformation celestial emperor is very old. If that's the case, he was also a venerable emperor before the heavenly realm." Fong Ping pondered slightly. "Who is Dongwang?" Ruobing. Wang Hanyue was about to continue to stop him when Fong Ping's eyes turned cold. He looked at her and said, "What nonsense are you talking about? Could he eat her? Her savior was here, and he could not even ask a few questions? Was the dragon transformation celestial so ungrateful? If not for Tai, Li Han Song, this missy of yours would have been eaten by the heavenly hound. I saved her life and asked about the situation. You're not even going to repay this kindness?" Wang Hanyue almost vomited blood. Life-saving grace? The heavenly hound, which was also the celestial emperor, snatching her junior sister's snacks. It was mostly a joke. How did it become a life-saving grace? Wang Hanyue's gaze was unfriendly. She looked like she was about to attack at any time. Fong Ping glanced at her. He could not be bothered. Wang Hanyue was strong, but old man Li and Tian Mu combined forces were enough to hammer her to death. Although the other party had a rank 9 who was also an origin Dao, it would not be a problem for him to kill the other party. He was not afraid of these people at all. At this moment, Fong Ping was more interested in some gossip. Especially this time. This time, it was related to the unquestionable sword. Although it had nothing to do with the heavenly realm, he might be able to connect the dots by asking. Wang Ruobing did not seem to care too much about these. She giggled and said, "Dongwang is Dongwang, an emperor of the heavenly realm. Back then, the emperor of the heavenly realm, Dongwang, and my father were the closest, so I knew him." "All right." Wang Ruobing thought for a while and added, "Uncle Armor, has your enemy been killed?" Li Han Song was stunned. He asked doubtfully, "Enemy? Who? Have you forgotten?" Wang Ruobing said strangely, "That day, you said you were going to settle scores with your enemy. I called you, but you told me not to follow you. You said it was very dangerous. I asked my father. He said you were going to find Dongwang to assist in battle. Did Dongwang go after that?" Fong Ping and the others were stunned. Assist in battle? Inviting an emperor to assist in battle? What kind of prestige was that? Enemy. Fong Ping looked at Yao Qingjun suddenly. Was she talking about him? Yao Qingjun was indifferent. "Don't look at me. I don't remember." Wang Ruobing did not care about this. She giggled and said, "Uncle Armor, Did you come to the land realm for the devil emperor's tomb this time? I heard from my father that the sky-punishing sword might appear this time. The sky-punishing sword used to be very famous in the heavenly realm. Uncle Armor has armor. If he gets the sky-punishing sword, he will be very powerful. As soon as she said this, Fong Ping's heart jumped. He looked at Wang Ruobing suddenly. Was this woman really innocent, or did she have an ulterior motive? The sky-punishing sword. She was actually encouraging Ironhead to take the sky-punishing sword. No, the sky-punishing sword was actually in the Emperor's tomb. This was the first time Fong Ping found out. The sky-punishing sword is in the Emperor's tomb? Yes. Wang Ruobing nodded and said, my father said it. He said that when the Devil Emperor died, the entire Emperor's tomb was sealed. The Devil Emperor self-destructed, and the force of the explosion formed the Emperor's tomb. The Emperor's tomb has not been opened for many years. The sky-punishing sword should still be in the Emperor's tomb. Even if the Devil Emperor self-destructed, the divine weapon would not be destroyed. With the sky-punishing sword, Uncle Armor will be very powerful. Li Hansong was not an idiot. Seeing this, he looked at her and chuckled. I'm very powerful just because I have the sky-punishing sword? Then this lady, my name is Wang Ruobing. Uncle, you can just call me Ruobing. Ruobing? Li Hansong coughed softly and laughed. If that's the case, why don't Ruobing help us seize the sky-punishing sword this time? After all, I helped you chase away the heavenly dog when you were young. If you help me this time, I will help you in the future. No way. Wang Ruobing was a little conflicted. She shook her head and said, my father said that we can't touch the divine weapon. The divine weapon has an owner. If the owner is not dead, he will get the divine weapon back sooner or later. Then a grudge will be formed. Father can take it, but I can't. Uncle Armor, you can. You are very powerful. It doesn't matter if you take it. At the side, Wang Hanyu looked at them coldly and said indifferently, I didn't expect that there would be people from the heaven realm among you. Since that's the case, let me give you a piece of advice. It's best that you don't participate in the matter of the Emperor's tomb. Fong Ping smiled and said, what do you mean? The Emperor's tomb is a huge bait. The original bait might have only been one person, but now there are actually old people from the heaven realm mixed in. Once exposed, as he said this, he said in a low voice, since Junior Sister knows this person, I think this person might be a big shot from the heaven realm in the past. But now is different from the past. Many people are looking for clues from the heaven realm. When I return to Dragon Changing Sky, I will definitely report this matter to Master. But for the sake of Junior Sister, I will not leak this to the outside world. But some things can't be hidden. Wang Hanyue was very surprised at this moment. In ancient times, Emperor Dongwang's guest had been resurrected. Your feelings are too deep, Li Hansong said gloomily. Who knows if she's telling the truth? Probably she's telling the truth. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, speaking of armor, although many people know about it, you're the reincarnation of a powerhouse, so many people know about it too. There really aren't many who could connect you to the ancient times. Of course, we can't rule out the possibility that she knew something beforehand and purposely came to scam us. But if what she said is true, Ironhead, you're in trouble. Yes, Li Hansong said in a low voice. I can see that this woman can't hide her words. Now that she said that Dragon Transformation Celestial Emperor might really know me and know that I have a divine weapon armor. I don't know if this divine armor is Emperor armor or not, but it's really powerful. These powerhouses won't be tempted by normal divine weapons. But what about divine weapons? Divine weapons. Fong Ping sighed and said, previously when I was observing tomorrow, I read some records about divine weapons. It's too eye-catching. The divine peeking mirror can peek into the heavenly Tao. Just this sentence alone, I can roughly guess the function of the divine peeking mirror. The old cat took the divine peeking mirror. It was probably destroyed, or else it would not have been preserved so easily until now. Heavenly King Seal can suppress the three realms. One seal to suppress the three realms. How to suppress it? Although I don't know, this description is enough to explain how powerful this thing is. Emperor armor. Nothing can break it. Sky-crushing sword. Everything can break it. These two are actually in conflict. I'm actually thinking, who wrote this thing? Was Emperor armor broken by sky-crushing sword? Or was it broken by God of War bow or God Destroyer spear? As Fong Ping said that, he looked at Iron Head again and smiled, saying, when you have time, you can go and talk to that Wang Ruobing. I think she seems to really remember what happened back then. She might really still remember the favor of chasing away Skyhound back then. Speaking of which, Iron Head is good. He even chased away Skyhound back then. I don't know if it was when Skyhound was young or when it was powerful. If it was when it was powerful, Skyhound would still have to call for help to settle the score with you. TSK, this ability is not weak. Of course. Li Hansong chuckled and said, I'm North Conqueror Emperor. Is it okay if I'm too weak? North Conqueror Emperor? Everyone looked at him strangely. You've recovered your memory? Li Hansong had an inscrutable look on his face. You guys don't know that Fong Ping and I discussed changing the name, right? As they chatted, Jiang Chao wanted to cry, but had no tears. He stammered, everyone, my pervert is about to be beaten to death. What happened to charging forward at the critical moment? In the end, all of you paid attention to the battle just to chat with the girl? My pervert is being ridden and beaten. Don't even mention how miserable he is. When everyone heard that, they looked over in that direction. How tragic. Zhang Hao looked like an elegant young master earlier. Now, he was almost beaten into a beggar covered in blood. It was obvious that he had suffered a great loss. His opponent, on the other hand, only had some minor injuries at this moment. The difference in their ranks was too great. No matter how heaven-defying Zhang Hao was, there was no way he could defeat his opponent. His previous bold words had become empty words. Beside him, Wu Chuan was ready to make a move. It seemed like he had the intention to intervene in this matter. On the other side, a few rank 9 powerhouses were also glaring at Wu Chuan like tigers watching their prey. Wang Jinyang gave Fong Ping a look. Fong Ping said softly, all of you are staring at me. The sky-punishing sword is actually in the Emperor's tomb. I might be the unquestionable sword. I can't hide. A lot of people seem to not care about me, but I'm afraid they're all waiting for me. As Fong Ping said that, he smiled and said, since I can't hide, then let's turn from darkness to light. Chapter 896. Trash. How dare you provoke a golden body powerhouse? In the air, the expert from the sky beyond sky pierced through Jiang Hao with his spear. His expression was cold. The other was really strong in the spirit realm. However, in terms of deity ascension and golden body, he had yet to enter the golden body realm. How could his opponent be a match for him? Spear light erupted, shattering more than half of Jiang Hao's internal organs. The young man wanted to continue, but someone behind him suddenly shouted, retreat. This roar came from a level 9 expert on his side. The young man was shocked. Just as he was about to retreat, he suddenly felt a sharp pain on his face. Pa! A loud and crisp sound rang out. The young man flew backward. Behind him, someone laughed lightly. Is it fun for a rank 8 to bully a rank 7? I'm also a rank 8. How about we play? Who are you? The level 9 expert on the young man's side shouted angrily, his face full of vigilance. He didn't even sense the other party's sudden attack. Didn't you come looking for me as soon as you arrived? How arrogant. Fong Ping looked around, calm and collected. He kicked the youth who had just struggled to get up and sent him flying. He sneered, what? I'm here. Don't you recognize me? Fong Ping. In the crowd, a catacombs powerhouse bellowed. Why are you calling me Grandpa? As Fong Ping said that, he suddenly added, I can't be your grandfather. I wouldn't even want a bastard like you to be my grandson. You're Fong Ping? Outside, Chang Shan Chi let out a low growl, his eyes cold. Fong Ping, you really dare to come in? Fong Ping stepped on the void, looking at him, smiling. You're Chang Shan Chi? That expert from the Wushang, eternal Rong heaven? You dare to come in? The catacombs is my territory. I treat it like a field of chives. I'll come here to harvest when I'm free. You're asking me if I dare to come in? As soon as these words came out, the entire place went silent. The catacombs' powerhouses were furious. How insolent! On the outskirts of the crowd, Hua Yu looked as if he was used to such occurrences. This was Fong Ping. Comparing arrogance? Those so-called grandmasters actually dared to compete with Fong Ping in terms of arrogance? This was a true madman. If he wasn't arrogant, would he have dared to go to the imperial city alone and stir up a storm right under the nose of a true king? At this moment, Hua Yu even felt a little envious of Fong Ping. He was arrogant and never restrained himself. But how many people could do anything to him? This time, many people were secretly spreading some news, trying to push Fong Ping into the eye of the storm. He had thought that Fong Ping would not show up this time, but what about now? The other party had appeared. Not only did he appeared in an extremely arrogant manner. Fong Ping was indeed arrogant. Back then, he didn't have the qualifications to be arrogant. When Absolute Peak and True King were here, he didn't have the qualifications to do so. But now, since these powerhouses didn't come out, he wasn't afraid of anyone. There were no more than 5 Origin Realm cultivators who could kill him. And these 5 people did not include Chang Shanqi. Fong Ping's words made Chang Shanqi's face darken. The catacombs powerhouse glared at him. The next moment, Fong Ping laughed loudly. Not satisfied? You can give it a try if you're not convinced. It's been a long time since I've killed someone. Do you want me to see if my knife is still sharp? As soon as he finished speaking, a Changdao appeared in Fong Ping's hand, and he slashed it down. The youth who had been sent flying by Fong Ping's kick was just about to thrust his spear forward when Fong Ping's saber violently slashed his spear in half, as well as both his arms. Bang! Fong Ping kicked out, kicking the other party's golden body until it exploded. The sound of explosions was endless. This Grandmaster powerhouse was not from Wushang Chang Rongtian, but from another Grandmaster. At this moment, the other party's rank 9 powerhouse holding the line also moved. His eyes were ice cold, charging straight at Fong Ping. The crowd, who was initially angry, suddenly quietened down. They also wanted to see where Fong Ping got the qualifications to be so arrogant. Do you think I'm dead? Wu Chuan, who had been silent all this while, was strangely furious at this moment. They had agreed that he would be the target to lure the powerhouses from all directions. In the end, this little bastard Fong Ping insisted on appearing. It was fine if he appeared, but these people dared to attack him right in front of him. Did they really think they were made of mud? Die! With a furious roar, a ray of green light pierced through the sky. Wu Chuan slashed with his sword, then sheathed it, letting out a cold humph. In front of him, the rank 9 powerhouse who had just charged over paused for a moment. Then his face cracked, and his head exploded directly. The other party recovered quickly, then exploded again. This happened 3 times. Only then did the other party's face turn pale. He took a few steps back and recovered from his head injury. With one slash from Wu Chuan, he was severely injured. The surrounding powerhouses were extremely solemn at this moment. Initially, rumor had it that Wu Chuan, one of the 4 Great Guardians, had average strength. But now it seemed that average that was also relative to the other 3 Great Guardians. This person had injured a powerhouse around rank 3 Origin with 1 slash. Although he did not kill him, it was enough to prove his strength. That was also one of the top-notch ones among the Origin realm. Wu Chuan let out a cold humph. Fong Ping, on the other hand, smiled and said, "Why are you in such a hurry to attack, Senior Wu? I was waiting for him to attack and find a reason to settle this day. Don't think that I can't do anything to you guys in the catacombs." Fong Ping ignored the other party's anger. He looked around and said coldly, "All of you behave. So, what if it's the catacombs? Fong Ping, can't interfere in a desperate battle. When it's at the peak, show your skills. Coming to Nanjiang's catacombs without telling me, coming as you please. Who gave you the guts and authority?" When these words came out, everyone was stunned once again. Were the martial artists of the human world this arrogant? The catacombs martial artists were also livid. At this time, a giant dragon that had just arrived suddenly roared. Fong Ping looked at the giant dragon and said with a smile, "Descendant of the Black Dragon? Why didn't you just stay in Destiny City and come here to yell at me? Descendants of the true king of Destiny Royal Court. I didn't just kill one or two. So what if you're a descendant of the true king? I love to kill descendants of the true king. Do all of you think I'm a pushover? I'll just come in and can't be bothered to argue with you. How dare you block my way? Do you have a death wish?" Fong Ping sneered again. In the crowd, a young martial artist said coldly, "Fong Ping, don't be arrogant. This is not a place where you can be reborn. Countless powerhouses have gathered this time. Do you really think that no one can do anything to you? The Forbidden Sea, Mount Royal Sea, and Outland have all sent powerhouses here. You?" Before he could finish his sentence, Fong Ping suddenly broke through the air and blasted a punch toward him. "How dare you?" This person was also a descendant of the true king. At this moment, the guardian general beside him roared and also punched out. Kaboom! Crack! There was a crisp sound. Fong Ping was calm and composed. He took a few steps back and returned to his original position. The guardian general's arm, on the other hand, was fractured. The golden bone pierced through his flesh, the bone stubble sticking out. The young man who spoke was even more terrified. Fong Ping was getting stronger and stronger. The powerhouse guarding him was a powerhouse at level 6 origin. In the end, his arm was broken by Fong Ping's punch. Although Fong Ping himself flew a few steps back, he seemed to be at ease. Obviously, he had a big advantage. How old was Fong Ping? Moreover, the speed at which Fong Ping became stronger was too fast. Many people knew that Fong Ping had just entered rank 8 a few days ago. A few days ago, he had only entered rank 8 when the evil sect martial artists from the land of rebirth surrounded him. In the blink of an eye, however, Fong Ping had reached this stage, where he could compete with a deity powerhouse. Provoking me? Fong Ping flew back to his original position and said with a smile, "So what if I do? The Forbidden Sea, Outland, Mount Royal Sea, there are many powerhouses, but so what? We human martial artists are all demons who want to die. Based on this, do they dare to fight me? The hearts of the people are not united. Each one of them is scheming against me. What benefits do they get if they kill me? Just because of a moment of anger? Even if I scold their mother in front of their faces and kill them, they will still have to admit defeat. You catacombs martial artists are getting worse and worse. Back then, I thought you were great enemies. Now, it seems that I have overestimated you. Don't you have enough internal strife? It's fine if you're afraid of death. Now, anyone can ride on top of you. If we humans are really destroyed by you catacombs, that will be a disgrace to humanity. Forbidden Sea, Outland, a bunch of outdated fellows. You catacombs actually treat them like your ancestors, afraid of offending them. Is this the catacombs? Are you worthy of being called a great enemy of humanity? Ridiculous, pathetic. We humans have only developed for a short period of time. Otherwise, we would have destroyed you a long time ago. In such a huge catacombs, there are countless powerhouses and hundreds of true kings. Now all of you are like grandchildren. I feel ashamed for you. With such opponents, I don't know if I should be glad or regretful. Without a good opponent, in the end, humanity lost. Even if I die, I won't be able to face anyone. These words were half-truths. It was not to the extent of lying and bluffing. Fong Ping really felt that the catacomb side was ridiculously weak. Hundreds of true kings. Countless rank 9s. The other party had been fighting with humans for so many years and had never admitted defeat. Although Imperial Sea Mountain was sealed, the true kings of the catacombs still had some calculations. But now, the younger generation of the catacombs might have really become cowards. These people, toward these grandmasters, they had tolerated again and again. How many grandmasters were there? Exactly? No matter how many, in Fong Ping's opinion, it was definitely not as many as the catacombs. Even at Emperor level, the catacombs might not be less than the grandmasters. As for Imperial Sea Mountain, it was only a subsidiary force of the 1,000 Demon Royal Court. What was there to be afraid of? If the Imperial Sea Mountain demons were not protected by the 1,000 Demon Royal Court, humans could kill all these demons. After all, many people were still thinking about the divine weapons. What right did these demons have to be so arrogant? If Fong Ping was on the catacombs side, he would not be so cowardly at all. Now, with so many forces, the catacombs were obviously the strongest, but now it seemed like they had become the weakest. Everyone could laugh at them. As soon as these words came out, some people's expressions turned ugly again. Outside the crowd, Huayu suddenly smiled faintly. Fong Ping, why do you have to sow discord? So, what if we let some people jump around for a while? The general trend is like this. No one can change it. Fong Ping sneered. Huayu, you're only good at talking. With a descendant like you, King Hua wants you to fight for the Lord's position? Feng Yexing was also killed by me. Otherwise, he would be much more reliable than you. Speaking of which, until now, I actually realized that in the catacombs, only Feng Yexing has the attitude of a powerhouse's descendant. You guys forget it. Fong Ping. At this moment, a group of people treading air arrived. Ji Yao's aura was bursting, ostentatious and fearless. She said lightly, "There's no point in saying all this. What grandmasters, the Forbidden Sea. After hiding for so many years, I still don't see them dare to show their faces. It's fine if they're making a ruckus now, but if they really dare to be unbridled, it will be their time to die. I don't need you to sow discord." Fong Ping laughed loudly, giving a thumbs up. "Ji Yao, I like this attitude of yours. Well said. Why don't we work together and clean up these small fries first?" Arrogant, ignorant junior. In the crowd, Lu Ji shouted in a low voice, his face full of malice. Chang Shanqi's face was also livid. Did these people treat them as if they did not exist? Wang Hanyue and her group who had just arrived were also frowning. The human world martial artists and the remnants of the Earth Emperor God dynasty were really arrogant. Further away, in the void, some demons seemed to be hiding, and some of them were chirping in a low voice. Arrogant. The Forbidden Sea was nothing? Grandmasters was nothing? What right did these people have to say that? However, Fong Ping did not care about them. He looked at Ji Yao and smiled. "I heard that you went to the 10,000 Demon Royal Court to fight at the border. Ji Yao, you've made me think more highly of you. When I first met you, I thought you were an idiot. Now, it seems that you have some tricks up your sleeves. This time in the Emperor's tomb, I heard that there are sky-punishing swords and Emperor-level powerhouses' corpses. How about this? I'll give you an Emperor-level corpse, and I'll take the rest. You help me clean up some small fries, how about that?" Ji Yao said coldly. "Fong Ping, do you think that's possible? Then tell me, what do you want? We can talk." Humph. The two of them spoke one after another. This time, someone really could not hold it in anymore. On the side of Wushang, everlasting Rongtian, a luxurious young man, also a rank 9, said in a cold tone, "Both of you, treating us like nothing, seeing the Emperor's tomb as something in your pocket. Aren't you afraid? Afraid of your grandpa?" Fong Ping sneered. "Who do you think you are? Do you have the right to interrupt? Wushang, everlasting Rongtian, grandmasters? To put it bluntly, I still have some face on the human side. If you piss me off, I'll first join forces with the catacombs to get rid of you guys, then fight to the death with the catacombs. Right now, you bunch of old antiques better keep a low profile. Don't force us to attack you. Take a guess, if the humans propose to join forces and besiege grandmasters together, what's the probability of the catacombs agreeing? Getting rid of you group of unstable factors first is what both sides want to do. If we can't do it now, that's because no one is willing to take the lead. If I, Fong Ping, want to try, don't say, I think I have some face, I can do it. If you don't believe me, come and try." After saying that, Ji Yao said lightly, "I want to try too. Let bygones be bygones. The glory of the ancient era should also come to an end." "Ji Yao, why don't I join as well?" Huayu laughed, saying playfully, "Destiny, heavenly plant, land of rebirth. If the three of them join forces, we might really be able to try." The three of them spoke one after another, everyone's expression turning uglier. Chang Shanqi said coldly, "If you all want to try, then try." "Supreme, everlasting heaven." Fong Ping laughed, staring at him. Ji Yao, Huayu, arrange for people to find out the location of their grandmasters. I'll inform the Martial King, the Nether King, and the War King to attack later. You can just call the Life King and King Hua over to help. I really want to try. What qualifications does the fellow who is yelling at me, Fong Ping, have? Ji Yao said coldly. Sure, the other party's master's Dao. Ancestor King wants it. We want grandmasters. Why you added? Fong Ping glanced at the two of them, smiling faintly. That's too much. If you do this, you won't be able to split the loot evenly. Then there's no sincerity in our cooperation. We can discuss this in detail later. Emperor, what a joke. Fong Ping snorted, saying lazily, cut the crap. If you want to find me, I'm here. Come, I'll wait for you all to kill me. If you have the guts, come. Fong Ping was getting more and more insolent. He was staring at everyone's reaction. In the end, he saw that these people all looked angry, but no one moved. While Fong Ping was disdainful, he was also vigilant. Powerhouses were more or less prideful, but now, these fellows were scolding you. You can scold you. We can be angry, but we won't make a move. What did this mean? Just now, they were all yelling where Fong Ping was, and now they were withering? As expected, they're all waiting for me to show up, waiting for me to go to Emperor's tomb. Fong Ping had a sense of propriety. These fellows would not attack him now. They probably wanted to test his strength, but now they were probably waiting. Moreover, he had defeated the rank 8 in the blink of an eye. These fellows probably knew that they could not test him anymore. Want me to open Emperor's tomb? All right, then I'll satisfy you all. Fong Ping thought in his heart, but his mouth continued to despise them, provoking these people even more, but no one stepped forward. These people all looked gloomy, but no one wanted to fight Fong Ping. Fong Ping's sneer was getting more and more ear-piercing. Scheming and scheming. Who can scheme against who? These words Fong Ping said loudly, laughed heartily, and said playfully, a bunch of fellows who haven't even reached Emperor Realm, scheming against each other, all want to be the fisherman who benefits, all want to treat others as idiots. Li Zhu sent his son and general in. What am I doing? Li Yi, Hua Qi said, if you want to play, then come to the bounded domain. Hiding in the back, it's useless. Don't participate, want to take advantage at the end. Do you really think that you, Li Zhu, can do anything just because you have emperor-level strength? Huh? Fong Ping laughed wildly, then stepped into the air, heading straight for the bounded domain. Behind him, Old Man Li and the rest stepped into the air one after another. Wu Chuan also followed quickly. Seeing this scene, Ji Yao also laughed coldly, saying lightly, this kind of enemy is our divine land's greatest enemy. The others are not worth mentioning. Martial King, Netherworld King, Fong Ping, Longevity, soared these people, even if their strength was not as good as the Grandmasters, even if they were not as good as the Catacombs, in Ji Yao's opinion, these people were worthy of being called great enemies. If they won, that was how it should be. If they lost, they would not feel indignant. As for the Grandmasters, those old antiques, some of the old antiques of Divine Land, the two kings, Ji Yao felt that these people were far less courageous than these people from the Land of Rebirth. In the midst of a great battle, if they all hid their heads, did they deserve to fight? Let's go. As Ji Yao yelled, many powerhouses followed one after another. Hua Yu also laughed lightly, the folding fan in his hand appearing. He fanned once, extremely playful, and stepped into the air to follow. As expected, the great enemy of Divine Land was still the Land of Rebirth. Other places, even the unusually mysterious Forbidden Sea, were nothing more than this. When he returned this time, he still had to make it clear to the Ancestor King that the Land of Rebirth was the real great enemy. Other people like the two kings could be taken seriously, but he must not neglect the essentials and forget the real enemy. Both sides have been fighting for so many years. Once the Land of Rebirth rose, the first to be unlucky would be the Sky Plant's royal court. Li Zhu, after scheming and scheming, be careful not to stumble in the end and give the Land of Rebirth a chance. Sooner or later, there will be big trouble. While you thought in his heart, his expression turning cold. Cooperating with Fong Ping was a stopgap measure. He wanted to get rid of Fong Ping now, in case this fellow really became a big trouble in the end. What a pity. Huai Yu suddenly laughed at himself. What a pity. In the vast divine land, everyone was scheming, thinking that they had calculated everything, thinking that the land of rebirth would soon be conquered. If this went on, it would be troublesome. Li Zhu, a hero, he did not take care of the great enemy, but instead spent too much energy on other things. Was such a person worthy of being called a hero? The ancestor king and the others were also old, so old that they could not distinguish between the heavy and the heavy. The land of rebirth will become a big trouble sooner or later. Is the fall of 5 true kings not enough to wake you guys up? Huai Yu lamented. The danger of the royal court would come from the land of rebirth sooner or later. Chapter 897. Tributary of the Forbidden Sea. Fong Ping arrived quickly. In the sea, the heads of monsters popped out. When Fong Ping arrived, he bellowed, "I am Fong Ping. Demons retreat." Fong Ping was extremely arrogant. Usually, these Forbidden Sea demons would not care about him. However, at this moment, the demons in the sea heard him introduce himself and retreated. Fong Ping was here. What was the purpose of waiting until now? Was it not for Fong Ping? Now that Fong Ping had arrived, despite his arrogant tone, the demons still retreated. In the air, Fong Ping sneered. In this world, the kind would be bullied. The demons were extremely arrogant in the Forbidden Sea. Since when could anyone force the Forbidden Sea demons to retreat? But today he did it, not because he was too powerful, but because these demons also had their own motives. The world was bustling, all for profit. Sure enough, even the demons were not immune. In the sea, a buffalo-like monster stepped out. Fong Ping guessed its identity and said indifferently, "Water demon? Normal strength?" Fong Ping? The buffalo-like monster's mentality fluctuated. "It's me." As expected of a human prodigy, you actually dare to be the first to enter the bounded domain. This time is not the right time. After this, if you are still alive, I would like to meet you. Fong Ping sneered. You let me enter the bounded domain first this time, so you are not qualified to compete with me. Fong Ping was extremely proud. This group of humans and demons were not qualified to compete with him. In the era of great competition, everyone was waiting for him to enter, even though they knew that there were opportunities in the Emperor's tomb. Just based on this point, Fong Ping felt that no one had the qualifications or the courage to compete with him. Schemes? If they were not desperate, what qualifications did a group of weaklings have to scheme against him? Fong Ping sneered. This time, he did not care about the Forbidden Sea tributary at all. He quickly stepped into the air, crossed the Forbidden Sea directly, and entered the Forbidden Catacombs directly. Just as Fong Ping crossed the Forbidden Sea tributary and fell into the bounded domain. The bounded domain. Inner area. An illusory figure abruptly appeared. "Someone is coming," the phantom muttered to itself. At this moment, an image appeared in front of it. Ordinary masters of the grotto heaven could not detect the situation outside. But at this moment, this illusory figure was displaying the situation in the outer regions of the domain. On the screen, a young figure quickly landed on the ground. "Battle Heavenly the Arch?" The mysterious man murmured, then denied. "It's not him." "Who is it?" The shadow did not seem to recognize Fong Ping and was a little suspicious. "It's not the Battle Heaven the Arch." The phantom was somewhat puzzled. "Who is that?" The location of the Emperor's tomb was the most attractive to Zhang Tiandi. He had thought that the youngest person would be the first to enter. He had thought that Zhang Tiandi would be the first to arrive, but it was not him. The next moment, the phantom saw the people landing one after another. He suddenly said, "Q-Sword, has the person you were waiting for arrived?" No one responded. The illusory figure didn't care and murmured, "Back then, when you set up this trap, who were you waiting for?" The mysterious man muttered to himself, then sighed. Very quickly, seeing the people who had followed Fong Ping down, the apparition mumbled, Are you here? What I owe you? I've waited for 1,000 years, and now I've repaid it all. The illusory figure sighed. 1,000 years. What he owed his disciple had been repaid. 1,000 years ago, what his disciple had begged him for, he had done it. Thinking of this, the illusory figure sighed even more, feeling even more melancholic. After waiting for 1,000 years, this day had finally arrived. Qzord set up this trap 1,000 years ago. What was it for? Although Battle Heaven the Arch was strong, was it really enough to change this? This was the general trend. The battle of emperors, the battle of longevity. The illusory figure murmured. In this era, everyone would fight, including those great emperors who had not shown themselves for a long time. In the bounded domain, the illusory figure murmured. Outside the bounded domain, Fong Ping landed. As soon as he landed, Wang Jinyang said, "It's just in front, less than 100 li. It should be the emperor's tomb." Fong Ping nodded slightly, then looked at the others and said in a low voice, "This time, I broke the situation and showed myself first. At this moment, we have also become everyone's focus. Everyone be careful. Once it's a critical moment, we might be surrounded and attacked by everyone." Old Man Li smiled faintly. "What are you afraid of? Humans have always been the target of everyone's hostility. It's just a matter of time. Don't worry. We have a sense of propriety." Wu Chuan also smiled. "Just like what you said, others are afraid of death. But we are not. This time, going to the emperor's tomb, if we can really obtain a few great Tao of emperors, even if we die, it will be worth it." Fong Ping chuckled. "That won't do. This time, I know it's for the treasures, so I'm calling those close to me. If I die for the treasures, no matter how many treasures there are, it's not worth it." Everyone burst out laughing. Very soon, Wang Jinyang said seriously, "The emperor's tomb is becoming more and more attractive to me. Looks like unquestionable Jian set this up back then for me. If I'm not unquestionable Jian, then I'm very much related to unquestionable Jian. At the very least, he knows about me. Otherwise, this person would not have set up 1,000-year trap and waited for me to come." What Wang Jinyang said was not without reason. If unquestionable Jian did not know about him, he might not have set up this trap. He said it was to plot against Fong Ping, but was there any trace of Fong Ping 1,000 years ago? The probability of it being to plot against Fong Ping was not high. It was more likely that it was for Old Wang. Fong Ping walked forward cautiously while guessing. For Old Wang. Then he must have a request. What attracted Old Wang to come here for? 1,000 years ago. Could it be that he already knew that Old Wang would come back to life? Or could it be that 1,000 years ago, Old Wang had actually appeared before? Everyone was at a loss. Naturally, no one knew what happened 1,000 years ago. For whom unquestionable Jian set up this trap 1,000 years ago, no one knew. If it was Old Wang, then it meant that the two might know each other. Or perhaps unquestionable Jian knew some secrets and knew that Old Wang would come back to life. So he set up this trap. Everyone did not know, and they were too lazy to guess. Very soon, everyone walked forward in the direction that Old Wang sensed. As Fong Ping walked, he probed the situation behind him. As he entered, a large number of powerhouses began to enter. Ji Yao led a group of people, and Huayu led another group. Other than that, there were also people from Beyond Sky, Mount Royal Sea, and the Catacombs' outer domain. Fong Ping sensed for a while and sneered. These fellows had waited until now to follow him in. Sima Zhao's intentions were clear to everyone. They're all following me in. That's good too. This means that these people really believe that only I enter will cause some changes. Fong Ping calculated in his heart, frowning slightly. If the sky punishing sword was really here, could he bring it away safely? Divine weapons were highly valued even by emperor-level powerhouses. Old Zhang had gotten the fishing rod. That day, he was incomparably arrogant. Even if a life king was there, he was not afraid and just wanted to do it. With the divine weapon, Old Cat could also directly torture and kill ordinary true kings. Not to mention the legendary sky punishing sword that was even more powerful. This sword was known to be able to break through anything. Once the sky punishing sword is out, I'm afraid even true kings won't be able to stay calm. When that time comes, I won't just be facing these rank 9s now, but also true king powerhouses. Is old Zhang coming this time? Fang Ping was slightly worried. If old Zhang came, it would be fine. However, this time old Zhang might not come. Previously, he had heard that old Zhang's work had reached the final stage. In order to trap those true kings, he had no time to care about other things now. How would he have time to care about his own matters? Fang Ping felt that it was a pity. What a pity. Otherwise, if old Zhang was here, he would not have to worry about these things at all. At the same time, Fang Ping and the others entered. At the same time, 10 Southern Territories. North Lake Catacombs. The bounded zone trembled slightly. In the next moment, several figures appeared above the Forbidden Sea tributary. Qi Huanyu took the lead, crossing the void directly. In the river, just as some demons were about to attack, the branches were shattered, and they were immediately seriously injured. Qi Huanyu, in the tributary, a rank 9 demon stepped out of the void, full of anger. Qi Huanyu sneered. He was not in a hurry to cross the river. Instead, he said playfully, "You want to try? I'll see if you can stop me then." As soon as he said that, the demon powerhouses in the Forbidden Sea were extremely furious. The Forbidden Sea was a forbidden land. Even true kings did not dare to barge in recklessly. Now, Qi Huanyu, who was not a true king powerhouse, was actually so arrogant. In the river, a demon powerhouse shouted, "Qi Huanyu, don't be insolent." Qi Huanyu interrupted him directly. "So, what if I'm insolent? Is the Forbidden Sea that great? If it wasn't for the fact that we've been wholeheartedly dealing with the land of rebirth all these years, you guys would be nothing." Although Qi Huanyu's words were unpleasant to the ears, the demons still quieted down at this moment. Seeing that, Qi Huanyu sneered and stepped straight into the bounded zone. He had also experienced the personalities of these old fellows in the domain. Unless it was absolutely necessary, the demon race would not act. Furthermore, he was the strongest person below the true kings. These demons might not dare to provoke him. Qi Huanyu crossed the Forbidden Sea as though he was in a deserted place and headed towards the Emperor's tomb. However, some people behind him also crossed the void. The demons in the sea were not to be trifled with, and they all attacked one after another. In the blink of an eye, a large number of powerhouses were dragged into the Forbidden Sea. Qi Huanyu, who was in front, did not care. Even when the people of Destiny Royal Palace were killed, he did not turn back to look at them. In just a short while, a huge battle broke out on the Forbidden Sea. Qi Huanyu had long disappeared from where he was. While the beasts and humans were fighting one another, a figure arrived at the scene at lightning speed. The powerhouses of the demons were about to attack when a saber gleam pierced through the air, and the entire Forbidden Sea was cut in half in the blink of an eye. At this moment, an old figure appeared and led dozens of powerhouses in with a faint smile. Zhao Xingwu had appeared. As he walked, Zhao Xingwu said coldly, "You guys dare to stop me? Want to be less lively if I'm not here when the Emperor's tomb opens? Forget it, this time, maybe it's time for me to take the final step." Zhao Xingwu said calmly. It was not because he did not have enough accumulation or because he had not comprehended the Great Tao. The reason why he did not enter the Emperor's tomb was that he still had something to ask of him. However, when it came to a critical juncture, so what if he entered the Emperor's tomb? Zhao Xingwu was very confident. As for Qi Huanyu, who entered before him, ordinary rank 9s might not be able to do anything to him. However, as long as he entered the Emperor's tomb, Qi Huanyu would be nothing. Zhao Xingwu no longer hesitated and walked in the void. Along the way, some demons who tried to stop him were killed on the spot. Zhao Xingwu snorted coldly. These useless people wanted to stop him? It was time for Zhao Xingwu to get involved in the opening of the Emperor's tomb. Unquestionable sword? Zhao Xingwu's expression was indifferent. He was also very interested in whether Unquestionable Sword was dead or not. Furthermore, if he did not go, was there anyone who could deal with Qi Huanyu? The instant he stepped into the domain, Zhao Xingwu looked inside and said coolly, "Gong Yuzi, I hope you won't meddle." There was still an expert alive on Purple Cap Mountainside. This time, true monarchs and emperor's tomb did not enter the domain. Gong Yuzi, this living person, was the biggest variable. At this moment, experts from both sides stepped in one after another. At the same time, Imperial Sea Mountain, War King did not want to come initially, but he still arrived at this time. Standing at the peak of Imperial Sea Mountain, War King looked at the domain and chuckled. Senior brother? Martial nephew? No matter who it is, I, Jiang Tianming, will not remember old friendships. This time, I don't have high requirements for my two descendants to enter. Just enter the Golden Body realm. We're all family. I'm not asking for anything. Helping you guard the gate for hundreds of years. This is what I deserve. Right then, inside Imperial Sea Mountain, a phantom suddenly appeared and said coolly, Junior brother, the overall situation is more important. Overall situation? War King did not seem surprised by this. Yawning, he said with a cold smile, I don't care about the overall situation or anything. This time, if my two descendants don't enter rank 8, then I'll tear down your tortoise house. Junior brother, why do you have to do this? Don't call me junior brother. War King said impatiently. Who's your junior brother? Gong Yuzi, right? Whether you're Gong Yuzi or unquestionable Jian, I don't care. I discovered the Emperor's tomb many years ago. It's prepared for my descendants. This time, my plan is completely disrupted. I don't care about this. My descendants enter and don't get the corresponding benefits. Then I'll attack you guys. We're family, then take care of our own people. If not, then I'm a stranger, an enemy. War King was also straightforward. If you gave benefits, he would recognize you as family. If not, who would care about you? As for what happened back then, he had long forgotten. The current them were not who they were back then. After hundreds of years, War King did not care what his identity was at all. This was also not the first time he saw this phantom. He had seen it before. That time was also a lucky coincidence. But at that time, the other party did not say anything. He really thought that it was a real phantom. Now, he knew that the other party might be his senior brother. But that was also nothing. He was no longer who he was in the past. He was a top powerhouse among the top. He would not be careless with these people either. Hearing that, the phantom continued. Looks like you also know a little. Why did you choose to support outsiders? Outsiders? War King said indifferently. I haven't cultivated to the point of severing my emotions. Since you guys don't show up, then I naturally have to support my descendants. Less nonsense. If it doesn't work this time, we'll continue next time. He was not in the mood to pay attention to this old antique right now. According to Heavenly King Subduing's words, he was Gong Yuzi's junior brother. But so what? Several hundred years. He had long forgotten everything. Not caring about the phantom anymore, War King's gaze turned to other places. This also made many people feel much more relaxed. War King's existence was also a stabilizing force. At this moment, powerhouses entered the domain one after another from all directions, and in the sky above the domain, explosions sounded incessantly. The Emperor's tomb was about to completely open. Chapter 898. Purple Cap Mountain. The so-called Emperor's Tomb was at the outskirts of the domain. At the foot of the mountain, Fong Ping and the rest hurried for hundreds of miles and soon found the location of the Emperor's Tomb. Without Old Wang's introduction, everyone knew that it was the location of the Emperor's Tomb when they saw the boundary in front of them. It was somewhat similar to the King battlefield, but it was also different. The outer barrier of the King battlefield was solidified from remnant mental force. As for the Emperor's Tomb, it was surrounded by black cracks. At that moment, Jiang Chao quickly said, "This is the large tomb." In the battle back then, these people shattered the void, the cracks unable to heal. There were black cracks like this all around the Emperor's Tomb. The old ancestor said that if he wanted to enter the Emperor's Tomb, he had to wait for the cracks here to stabilize. Moreover, he had to find the right path. There are some rifts that, once you enter, even if you don't die, will take you to an unfamiliar space battlefield. It's very likely that you'll be sent directly out of this place. This place was even more dangerous than the king battlefield. Although the space fishers could not kill a rank 9 instantly, some fishers were very strong. After multiple slashes, even a rank 9 could die easily. Forget about rank 9, there were too many cracks, and even the Paragon was in danger. Although the spatial battlefield existed, it didn't mean that one would enter the spatial battlefield after entering the rift. They could not barge into the Emperor's tomb. Fong Ping stopped in his tracks and looked at Jiang Chao and the rest. He said in a low voice, "Then you guys be careful. Rifts can kill rank 7 and 8 martial artists in seconds. If we go the wrong way, we might enter the battlefield. You guys will die right away." Jiang Chao nodded. Wang Jinyang quickly sent a telepathic message to Jiang Chao. "I think I've found a path. There are some cracks that seem to lead to the other end. Through these cracks, the attraction toward me is stronger." Without batting an eyelid, Fong Ping used his mentality to look behind him. Behind him, more and more experts rushed over. These people did not come close. They were all watching from a distance of thousands of miles away from Fong Ping. The Demon Emperor sure is generous. In the periphery, someone chuckled and sighed. Using the spatial crack as a barrier to directly create an emperor's tomb, this was a very big move. There were actually mechanisms like spatial cracks in the domain, but they had been set up over many years. As for the battle with the Demon Emperor, it happened in a hurry. In the end, he was able to create a new forbidden area at the foot of Purple Cap Mountain, which had not dissipated after so many years. This also showed how powerful the Demon Emperor was. "Very dangerous," Chang Shanqi said to the 9th rank youth beside him. The youth was an emperor, a descendant of the supreme Chang Rong Tian Great Emperor. He was not the second generation, but their bloodline was very close. The young man nodded slightly. He looked at Fong Ping and the others with a dark look in his eyes. Soon, he ignored them and looked at the pitch-black cracks, saying, "Senior Chang, this place doesn't take up much space. Is there a Sumeru space inside?" "There should be." Chang Shanqi nodded and said, "The void of heaven and earth here is slightly different. It might be a small world similar to heavens beyond. Back then, the great emperors died in battle here, and the devil emperor self-destructed. It's very likely that a small world was created." The young man understood and continued to transmit his voice. Fong Ping's group is not weak. If they really took away the sky-crushing sword or the emperor's corpses, it would not be appropriate. Even if we have our own arrangements, we still have to be on guard. If these people really take these things away, it will be troublesome. Chang Shanqi pondered for a moment and looked at Lu Ji, who was not far away. Lu Ji's expression did not change. He nodded slightly and cast his gaze towards the Forbidden Sea. There were humans there who claimed to be from the Forbidden Sea's nameless mountain. Lu Ji had already contacted them. Once they entered the Emperor's tomb, they could join forces at any time, although the powerhouses from all sides had their own plans. However, treasures like the sky-crushing sword could be obtained. It would be best if they could obtain it directly and take the initiative. Seeing this, Chang Shanqi also looked towards the Forbidden Sea humans. They did not say anything. However, both sides looked at each other and had a tacit understanding. In the next moment, Chang Shanqi looked at Wang Hanyue. What did the dragon transformation Brahma mean? Wang Hanyue saw him looking over and frowned slightly. After thinking for a while, she transmitted her voice to Wang Ruobing. "Ruobing, you don't have to enter the Emperor's tomb. Just wait outside. You are Master's daughter. If you don't participate in the battle for treasures, no one will attack you. I will bring Tian Ho and the others in." "Senior sister, I want to go in." Wang Ruobing looked serious and transmitted her voice. "Ruobing is not unreasonable. Father asked me to come this time because there is an opportunity in the Emperor's tomb. Maybe it can completely cure my injuries. Father originally wanted to come, but if he did, he would definitely become the center of attention of all the powerhouses. All these years, Ruobing implicated father, senior brothers, and senior sisters." Wang Ruobing's expression was gloomy. When father returned from the battle, he was seriously injured, but he still had to fight for Ruobing. This caused father's injuries to worsen. and he has not fully recovered after so many years. Ruobing knows that Father does not care about the divine artifact or the Tao of the demon emperors. Father asks senior sister and I to come this time for Ruobing's injuries. Speaking of this, Wang Hanyue also sighed and sighed. Although Wang Ruobing was the dragon transformation, celestial Thearcha's daughter, and the youngest one, she had existed for a very long time. She had older brothers and sisters, but most of them died in battle. They had died long before the dragon transformation, celestial Thearch, became an emperor. Wang Ruobing was the celestial Thearcha's youngest daughter and was originally doted on. However, Wang Ruobing had been injured since she was very young. Wang Hanyue did not know exactly what kind of injury it was. She only knew that all these years, the celestial Thearch had spent a lot of effort to seal Wang Ruobing. He was also worried that his daughter would be too lonely after being sealed for a long time. After a period of time, he would remove the seal and let her out to sea. This happened 3 times, and the celestial Thearch was also mentally and physically exhausted. This time, the other celestial Thearchs came to the Emperor's tomb for other venerable Emperor's Daos and divine weapons. But the celestial Thearch was more to get a treasure that could treat Wang Ruobing. Unfortunately, the celestial Thearch could not come rashly, or he might be surrounded and attacked by many experts. Hearing her say this, Wang Hanyue thought about it and said, before Master came, he said that when the Emperor's tomb opened this time, the Demon Emperor might help Purple Cap Mountain find a successor, or even himself. Although the Demon Emperor is young, he has been to the Heaven Realm and is on good terms with the Sky Emperor. He has many treasures. Master once went to the Heaven Realm to ask for a treasure for Junior Sister, wanting to treat her injury. However, all the emperors were there back then, and the thing Master asked for was too precious. The emperors were not willing to give it away for no reason. When the Heaven Realm was destroyed, the treasure might still exist. Since the Demon Emperor went to the Heaven Realm, he might have brought this treasure back. However, Master asked Junior Sister to come here personally. Wang Hanyue was still a little confused. Did he expect the Demon Emperor to accept Junior Sister as a successor and give her this treasure? Master valued Wang Ruobing very much, but this time he asked Junior Sister to come here. Was he not afraid that something would happen in the Emperor's tomb? Or did Master have other plans? Thinking about it, coupled with Wang Ruobing's insistence, Wang Hanyue quickly said, "All right, but Junior Sister must follow me closely. Don't act rashly." After entering the Emperor's tomb, all parties will tear apart their current hypocritical appearance, and a great war will break out very soon. When that time comes, we will be in danger too. Don't worry, Senior Sister. Ruobing will not bring you trouble. Wang Ruobing responded. At this moment, around the Emperor's tomb, black cracks were obliterated, exploding in the void. "It's opening," someone shouted. Many people were ready to move. The Emperor's tomb was about to open. "You guys follow me closely later." At this moment, Wang Jinyang's vitality was also boiling, and he said, "Don't wander around, especially Jiang Hao, Jiang Chao. You guys are only rank 7. Before he finished speaking, Jiang Chao and Jiang Hao looked gloomy. "You said it as if you were not rank 7. Wang Jinyang did not care about them, and continued, after entering, "Try not to split up. Right now, everyone is watching us." When he said this, Fong Ping said, "If we can split up, that's fine too. Everyone's focus is on me. I'll attract their attention." "Old Wang, you guys look for your own opportunities. Not many people are watching you guys. It's not bad to sneak in. They probably won't expect that you're the one who's being attracted this time." The opening of the Emperor's tomb this time did not attract Fong Ping, but Wang Jinyang. Obviously, there was something in the Emperor's tomb that was extremely important to Wang Jinyang. Having said that, Fong Ping said again, "We can also enter North Lake." The Emperor's tomb seems to have cut off the boundary zone directly. The other party might be on the other side now, waiting to enter. There are many powerhouses there too. If Zhao Xingwu comes, everyone try not to clash with him. At a critical moment, maybe you can try to ask him for help. As for whether he can help, I'm not sure now. Whether Zhao Xingwu was arranged by Old Zhang, Fong Ping was not sure. Old Zhang said last time, everyone's path was different, but the direction was still the same. Obviously, Zhao Xingwu was very likely to seek refuge in the catacombs himself. He had his own thoughts. Maybe he did not betray humans in the general direction, but he might not help humans at this time. Understood. Everyone answered one after another. At this moment, Wang Jinyang growled, "Go!" After saying that, Wang Jinyang's speed was extremely fast, soaring into the air, heading straight for a black rift. At the periphery, it seemed to be Wang Ruobing, exclaiming softly. These people crashed into the space rift directly. For this thing, if the golden body forging was not strong, even if it was a rank 8, they would still be easily killed. Among these people, it seemed like a few of them were not even rank 8. The other forces at the periphery also did not move at this time, preparing to wait and see. While they were waiting, Fong Ping and the group entered the black rift one after another, not being cut by the rift. "That's the entrance!" Someone exclaimed. At this moment, Fong Ping and Wu Chuan, who entered last, smiled at the people outside. Then, the two of them joined forces, vitality outburst, bombarding the rift together. "Damn it!" Changshan, Qi cursed angrily. The two powerhouses bombarded together. The rift suddenly trembled. In the next moment, it collapsed like water waves, merging into one with some of the surrounding rifts. Fong Ping and Wu Chuan silhouettes also quickly disappeared into the darkness. Changshan Qi and the others rushed over. Seeing that the rift they entered earlier had disappeared, many people's faces were livid. They found the entrance. Sure enough, the Emperor's tomb is related to them. Fong Ping is very likely the reincarnation of the Devil Emperor. Everyone, if anyone has a way to find the entrance, quickly enter. Otherwise, once they enter and take away the treasures inside the Emperor's tomb, we will have come here for nothing. If they hide and do not come out, then we will be in even more trouble. These people were discussing animatedly. At this moment, a long sword flew over from the sky. It was not a long sword. Looking at it closely, many people realized that it was a monster plant. Demon Swordsman, the leader of the Royal Sea Mountain Demon Clan, the one who fought with Li Wuji previously, and even the existence of Li Wuji's ability pressure. Entrance, let's try. Once Demon Swordsman arrived, he did not hesitate. The dozens of demons behind him flew toward the rift one after another. Most of them were middle-ranked demons. A demon had just entered the rift, and with a puff, it was cut into pieces. Blood seeped out of the rift, especially bloody. The other demons acted as if they did not see it, continuing to attack. One by one, the rift shook, and the demon was cut one by one. Dozens of demons, dead and injured in the blink of an eye. Everyone was abnormally indifferent. It was just a group of middle-ranked demons. If they died, then they died. It would be best if they could find the correct entrance. However, there were many rifts here, densely packed. Dozens of demons, but only dozens of rifts were probing. At this moment, Demon Swordsman's mentality fluctuated, saying, "There are 100 rifts on each side. Otherwise, if I find the entrance, I will also destroy the entrance like Fong Ping." Demon Swordsman was not really selfless. It was just trying first to express its sincerity. However, there were so many rifts, who knew which one was the real one? It did not bring too many demons. If it took a long time to find the entrance, the demons that came would all die. It could not afford such a loss. Okay. At this moment, someone responded. A powerhouse controlled hundreds of flying swords, suddenly flying toward the rift. When the flying swords came into contact with the rift, they shattered instantly. At this time, these people each showed their supernatural powers. Some people split their mentality, probing one by one, stirring up waves. Some people's eyes shone with golden light, as if they were opening their heavenly eye, probing the rift. Outside Emperor's tomb, everyone was probing the correct path. In the black rift, Fong Ping and the others' vision went black. In the blink of an eye, they appeared at another rift. In front, Wang Jinyang, who was leading the way, said in a low voice, "There is actually more than one door. In a place like Emperor's tomb, the periphery is overlapped with multiple spatial passageways. If you're not careful, you'll go the wrong way. As for the consequences of going the wrong way, it was self-evident. Fong Ping looked around. At this moment, they seemed to be in a corridor. Behind the corridor was the spatial passageway, just now, and in front was another new passageway. If you say this is naturally formed, no one will believe it. Inside, is there anyone? Fong Ping said. Wu Chuan said in a low voice, whether there is anyone or not, since we've come to this point, we can only press forward. Even if we retreat now, the fellows behind won't agree. But it's good too. These fellows don't know the correct passageway. A group of people will die. Everyone nodded. This time, there were too many people. There were also dozens of rank 9. If some of them died, the pressure on them would be greatly reduced. This went on for 3 times. After walking through 3 spatial passageways consecutively, everyone's eyes lit up. They had arrived at Emperor's Tomb. Behind them, there was a faint scream. Fong Ping and the others could not care about those people behind them. As soon as they entered, Old Wang's vitality suddenly erupted, his entire body turning blood red. Fong Ping did not even have time to see what the Emperor's Tomb looked like. He looked at Wang Jinyang hurriedly. Wang Jinyang was shrouded in blood red. He seemed to be in great pain. Frowning, he clutched his chest and gasped for breath. The force that's guiding me is here. I can't control my blood energy. Is it dangerous? I can't feel it for the time being. It's just that the pulling force is stronger. I can't control it. The few of them conversed for a while. Seeing that Old Wang was fine, Fong Ping did not say anything more. He frowned and looked around. Store a mountain in a mustard seed. Fong Ping murmured. From the outside, Emperor's Tomb did not seem to occupy a large area. In fact, the entire bounded domain did not seem to be too big. However, now that he had entered, it was as if he had entered a new world. The sky was blood red, appearing slightly dusky. Not only the sky, but the entire world seemed to be blood red, dyed red by fresh blood. Tian Mu squatted down, grabbed a handful of soil, and said in a low voice, "It seems to be formed by the vitality force seeping through for many years." As he spoke, a blood-red monster suddenly shot out from the soil. Its sharp pincers pierced straight at Tian Mu's forehead. Tian Mu's reaction was also extremely fast. He punched out. Rumble! A loud explosion was heard. The blood-red monster flew out and landed on the ground. At this moment, a shocking scene appeared. The monster seemed to have turned into a liquid. A mass of blood-red blood seeped into the ground. The monster that ambushed Tian Mu just now disappeared. Fong Ping released his mentality, sensing his surroundings. His expression was gloomy. I can't sense this place. No, it's not that I can't sense it. This place is enveloped by an emperor-level powerhouse's coercion. It gives me the feeling that danger is everywhere. He actually could not sense the monster's location just now. To him, this was almost non-existent. It had always been like this for him. However, right now, the monster seemed to have merged into one with this place. He could not find it at all. Rank 8. Tian Mu's expression was also solemn. It has the strength of a rank 8. When I punched out, it was as if I punched into water. The other party has dispersed the force. What the hell is this thing? Blood! At this moment, Wang Jinyang spoke while clutching his heart. It's blood! The blood of a powerhouse. Wang Jinyang panted. When a powerhouse died, his mentality did not dissipate completely. This place is special. The blood of a powerhouse did not dissipate. Instead, it accumulated over time, becoming stronger and stronger. In the blood, some life origin remained. In addition to the remaining mentality, it created such a special type of blood monster. Bloods. Everyone was slightly shocked. The blood of a powerhouse, on this basis, actually gave birth to life and a new species of monster. Under normal circumstances, when a powerhouse died, there would be almost no blood left behind. Of course, when a powerhouse died, their flesh would be left behind. In the land of kings, there were also powerhouses whose flesh did not vanish. On the basis of their flesh, some intelligence was born. In the past, they had killed many rank 9 powerhouses in the rank 9 region. At Star Town, there were rank 9s who witnessed it. At that time, Fong Ping thought that it was Old Wang and the others' corpses. But that was flesh. Fong Ping did not expect that even blood could give birth to life. The vitality of the dead powerhouses was also shocking. Moreover, Emperor's Tomb was really special. After so many years, the strength of the blood did not actually dissipate. Instead, it became stronger. An Emperor-level powerhouse's blood should not have the strength of a rank 8. "Be careful," Fong Ping shouted. Then he shouted, "Brother Wu, protect the Jiang brothers. Ironhead, protect Old Yao and Old Wang. Instructor Li, Brother Tian, lead the way. I'll cover." As he spoke, Fong Ping's divine saber appeared and slashed. In front of him, there was nothing before. Suddenly, a blood-red monster appeared and attacked Fong Ping. Crack! The Chang Dao slashed. The blood-red monster was cut in half. In the blink of an eye, it turned into 2 blobs of blood that dripped onto the ground. It merged into the ground and disappeared without a trace. Fong Ping did not say anything. He slashed the ground with his saber. Red soil splattered everywhere. Immediately after, rumble, there was an explosion. The void trembled. Fong Ping took a step back, cursing. "What the hell? There's actually a seal underground." Jiang Chao continued. "Emperor's Tomb is still in the Boundary Land. There are seals underground in the Boundary Land. Emperor's Tomb has them too. Don't attack the underground rashly. Otherwise, it'll be very dangerous." There were seals underground. They were very lethal. Back then, in the Tian and Boundary Land, Yang Daohong and the other rank 9s almost all died because of this kind of seal. The first time Fong Ping went to pull out that stone monument, it also caused the seal to riot. Fong Ping cursed under his breath. He lifted his head and looked at the blood-red sky. He said in a low voice, "If that's the case, there's an 80 to 90% chance that there's a space rift in the sky that mainly kills. Since the surroundings are protected by space rifts, there must be one in the sky too." "Should be," Jiang Chao responded. Very quickly, he said, "My elder ancestor said that we can't stay in this place for long. Everyone hurry up." Many Emperor-level powerhouses died in this place back then. Their resentment runs deep. If we stay here for a long time, we'll be easily affected, especially our mentality. It's easy to be contaminated with some impurities. Where did the blood demon beasts go after merging into the ground? Fong Ping was more concerned about this. He frowned again. This thing turns into blood at every turn. It disappears after merging into the ground. How do we kill it? We're still fine. But if we attack Fatty and the rest, we'll be in danger. At this time, Wang Jinyang thought for a while. He said in a low voice, "We can use Vitality Force to slowly grind them to death. Leave it to me later. My Vitality Force has the effect of corroding blood. This kind of demon's power is built on blood. If we corrode their blood power, this kind of blood demon will lose its power and collapse completely." Fong Ping nodded. He looked ahead. There was no end in sight. This place seemed to be a bloody wasteland. Vaguely, there seemed to be something in front. The place where Old Wang felt the pull was also in front. Fong Ping wanted to speak. About 1,000 meters away from them, the space rift behind them suddenly shook. "Someone's coming," Wu Chuan said quickly. "It seems to be coming from the other side. It should be the people from Beihu. Let's go." Fong Ping did not dare to delay. With a low shout, the group left this place quickly. It would be fine if they were from Nanjiang. However, there were many powerhouses from Beihu. Some veteran rank 9s were all at Beihu. If they encounter Qi Huanyu here, Fong Ping and the rest might not be his match even if they joined forces. That guy was indeed terrifyingly strong. Chen Yaozu and the other 3 had actually suffered a loss in his hands even when they joined forces. Just as Fong Ping and the rest left, a figure appeared. As soon as he appeared, Qi Huanyu swept his spear across the void. In the void, a blood shadow was dispersed by him directly, turning into blood that dripped onto the ground. This time, there was no phenomenon of it merging into the ground. The blood turned black in the blink of an eye, corroding the ground with a sizzling sound. Chi Huanyu glanced at it. He was not surprised at all. He sneered. A Temple Master level blood avatar? You think you can stop me with this? Chi Huanyu did not care about this. Although the blood demon was not weak, it was not a match for him. His spear had directly destroyed the other party's power origin. This blood was completely dead. He glanced ahead. At this moment, he seemed to be able to vaguely see a few figures. Chi Huanyu looked for a while, chuckled softly, and chased after them with a midair step. That was Fong Ping in front, right? He did not expect them to be so fast. There are remnants of powerhouses here. Maybe there are really powerhouses corpses here. The existence of Tao. At this moment, a thought came to Chi Huanyu's mind. Maybe I should change to another Tao. The first person below the true king? So what? As long as the life king did not die, he was destined not to become a true king. However, his own Tao had reached its peak. All these years, even if there was a true king Tao for him, he might not be willing to exchange it. However, this time, the powerhouses who died in the Emperor's tomb were all so-called Emperor-level powerhouses. In his eyes, they were the Temple Master-level powerhouses. If the Tao was still there after the death of such powerhouses, perhaps he could change to another Tao and walk on the origin Tao. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.